Yeah, we got a lot to get to today. For one thing, we got the window open. You can actually kind of see the trees outside for some reason today.
Wow.
Usually it just looks like sunshine shining through.
It looks like we live
heavenly.
in a nice place.
It does that's just like a pile of brush basically behind us. But it's hot as balls today. We got the fans going. We're up in an attic. So of course,
Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah, of course we picked like one of the hottest days of the year. Now that summer's finally ending, it finally gets really hot, and we're up here in the attic where we wanted to put a show out. We'll actually be recording twice this week, but I'll try to get this one out on Monday, and then we'll have next show do a week 1 preview, and we'll get that. I'll get that out to you guys by Thursday morning at the latest, and we'll have a lot of fun with that because it'll be a season-long competition of who's got the best game picks against the spread. So looking forward to that.
Football is back, baby.
Football's back, baby. I can't imagine how all those players are feeling on the training camp fields whenever it's hot as balls like this. Cletus dying right now.
I am.
A little bit sick, snuffling. Yeah.
Undercast.
Yeah.
How it is.
Carson
Undercast.
is Carson's off at Men's State Barron, so we got a new host today. We got Cody's gonna be filling in for him for as long as Carson's gone. So from one crop to another crop, that's what we're
I
going
shall
with
do my
today.
best.
Yeah. So
They're all the same.
they're all the same. We're all the same, yeah, basically.
Very true.
All right. What kind of music we want to get for the intro today, boys? We got a trash talker draft. I don't know if anything big been happening in the world. Any big songs?
I saw that
question.
North Korea is opening their borders in December so that tourists can come in.
Who would? Are they actually gonna get tourists?
Yeah, like a lot of them. A lot of people. want
Just
it.
like people who are curious about what he's got going on.
They're gonna go to their capital, which is pretty much where 90% of the population lives, and yeah, their capital's nice. Apparently, they deal with power outages all the time and a lot of stuff like that. So it's a great place. I'd recommend going.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
I mean, if it's cheap, that'd be a cheap vacation. I wonder what the Airbnb situation's like over there.
I cannot imagine there's any Airbnbs over there.
No.
I'd be curious. 'Cause I
I'd
feel
say rate of survival of you going down there might be a 50-50 shot. You might not come back, so it could be fun.
But
Yeah.
you could say you've gone to North Korea.
Exactly.
That's
if you
true,
do
yeah.
come back.
that's true. It'd be like the interview. You
Yeah.
have to ride out on a tank or go through tunnels
Yeah.
and ride out on a tank.
Very true.
Well, do you know any Korean pop music?
Definitely not.
Not really in my listening category.
All right, we just want to wing it then. We'll go for the some improv here.
Ooh, wait. If we're doing Trash Talkers draft,
Yeah.
we could do Mortal Kombat, do 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 do.
All right, that's good because I didn't
Nice.
know any.
Yeah, me neither.
I'll take that because I don't know any Mortal Kombat. But
Never played it, just know the song.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hell of a start. Well,
Oh, it's so hot.
it is pretty hot.
It's hot up here.
But that means we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Last Up Sports Talk podcast. Today is Wednesday, August 28th of 2024. And here on episode 35, I'm joined by Kean Crop, Cletus Smith, Isaac Grinnell eventually.
Maybe, yep.
Possibly.
Maybe, possibly.
We'll see.
Just
And-
like your survival rate in North Korea, 50%.
Yeah, it might happen. And I am fill-in host, Cody Crop. So, let's get started with the latest around the league, and then after that, we'll be doing some bold predictions for the 2024 NFL season by us, and then we will have a trash talker draft, and then we'll wrap it up with apparently like we always do, and there's a whole lot of apparently today. So, let's get right into it. First up, latest around the league, as most everyone's probably heard by now, Cowboys and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb have agreed to a 4-year, $136 million deal with $100 million guaranteed, which makes him the second highest paid non-QB in NFL history, right behind Justin Jefferson. So this was always fun with Jerry Jones anytime he talks. So here's a couple quotes on Jerry Jones being the Cowboys GM after this deal was done. So he said a lot. But and I'll go kind of in order through here, some ones that stuck out. So first, near the beginning of it, he said he's talking about, like I just said, talking about being the Cowboys GM. People are asking him about that because he is like 82 years old and he's obviously owner and handles all the GM stuff, which has been highly questioned.
Yeah, it's like how Belichick was both head coach and GM. Jerry Jones is both owner and GM. Yeah.
He's pretty much so rich that he doesn't even know that there's a salary cap because he just has so much money. He's like, oh, $100 million guaranteed. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Cap space.
Yeah, so he is great on a microphone whenever he gets asked to. So here's some quotes. First of all, he started off with, quote, "I've done it all, so I have an inordinate amount of confidence that if anybody can figure out how to get this shit done, I can figure out how to get it done." End quote. So that's how he started. Then more talking went on. A whole bunch more F-bombs get dropped. Then he's kind of questioned again, and ends up saying, quote, "So hell no, there's nobody that could fucking come in here and do all the contracts and be a better GM than I can." And then he did a whole bunch more talking, good old Jerry stuff. And then he basically said what we all kind of know. He said, the reason I don't let somebody else be the GM is because I don't have anybody that I will let do it actually do it right. So basically he doesn't trust anybody and thinks he's the best, and
It's his money.
yeah, it's his
It
money.
is his money. But I feel like I don't know. I guess he is the one. Like, I don't know. I've watched some videos that have just popped up, and just because I was curious about how the Cowboys kind of came to be the team that they are, and it
Yep.
was because of Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like he came in and he like saved the team.
Yep.
At least financially, I guess, because he like brought in like sponsorships and stuff with like big companies too, if I remember correctly. It was something like a big restaurant that I can't remember the name of that he
I don't know
sponsored
either.
with. I can't remember, but anyways, he came in and he did save the team. But like anytime there is like an owner who is weighing in on like player personnel that's coming into the team, that kind of scares me a little bit. But at the end of the day, like you guys said, it is his money. So I guess he knows how he wants to spend it. And I guess it's worked for him back whenever he first started. Recently, this is why he's being questioned about it. Because we all know the Cowboys of late, 12-5 in regular season, then get shit on first round of the playoffs.
I think they've only won like 5 playoff games in the past like 28 years.
Yeah, like since Aikman or something.
Yeah,
like,
so it hasn't been
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about how the Cowboys started too, the NFL kind of approached the Steelers. I don't know if you heard this story before about being like America's team.
Mm-hmm.
And Steelers were like, yeah, that's not us. Pittsburgh, that's not our way. We're Pittsburgh's team.
We're the blue-collar team.
Hell yeah. And then they ended up being with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, and that's kind of how they got America's team. So yeah, I'm sure with all this going on lately, though, that Dallas fans are probably not pleased, which is why he's getting questioned so much with like taking so long on this CD deal and all the stuff he could have done, should have done. I don't know. Everyone's an internet GM, but
yeah.
that's what
Including
football
us.
fans do. Yeah, that's what football fans do.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess to talk about the contract, I feel like it's what every Cowboys fan would have called for.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, obviously you got to sign back CD. He's one of the best receivers in the league. I do like how they somehow managed to keep him under Justin Jefferson's $35 million a year. This is 34, so it's not much better. But I feel like with the hierarchy of NFL receivers, like Justin Jefferson, like everybody knows he is the one. He is the number one receiver in
By
the NFL.
far. Yep.
And I feel like CeeDee Lamb should not be paid like he is the one. Like, it deserves to be Justin Jefferson. Like, that's how it should be. So I feel like this is right. Now, obviously, that's really expensive, but with what wide receivers are asking for now, thanks to Justin Jefferson, what are you going to do?
It's not going to get any lower in the next 4 years. Might as well get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Moving into some starting QB announcements, just a couple of them. The Broncos have officially announced Bo Nix as the team's Week 1 starting QB, which probably everyone saw coming, but it's just cool they finally did. Sean Payton just kind of waits and makes them earn their spot. That's kind of Sean Payton's coaching style.
Did you guys see the video? I think Isaac might have sent it to. I don't know. He sent it to something, and it was on Instagram. Reporters asked Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham how they felt about Bo Nix starting, and Zach Wilson's like, yeah, he went out there, he earned it. He's like, he's a good guy. Like, I feel like he's really progressed throughout training camp. And then Jarrett Stidham's like, he's like, well, I mean, I know I'm a starting QB in this league, so it's just a matter of time until I get my chance. He's like, if it's not here, then like I'll find it somewhere else.
To be fair, Zach Wilson is used to getting his ass benched.
That's true. That's true. And I feel like Cody said, like this is people knew this is.
Oh, yeah.
This was Sean Payton's handpicked guy. He was going to be the starter.
Yeah, they've loved him since the beginning.
And all things coming out of camp and preseason have sounded like he's been playing well.
Yeah,
So.
positive. Then the Raiders announced that Gardner Minshew is going to be the team's Week 1 starting QB, which, as he should be.
They're riding the stash.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. Jordan Minshew Mania is back, baby.
He is back.
He's back and
I love
starting. Yeah.
There's another one that was named that isn't on here.
Who?
Russell Wilson got named starter
Oh,
week
I
one.
did forget to put that on. Yeah.
Russell Wilson got
Mhm.
named the Steelers' Week 1 starter,
Yes.
which that's kind of big news the way it's been going
Yeah.
all preseason. Not really
Yeah.
knowing what's truly going to happen because Mike Tomlin keeps it close to the vest.
Yeah. I feel like, talking about the Raiders and the Steelers both, I feel like both of these quarterback decisions were the correct ones. Like, Gardner Minshew versus Aiden O'Connell. Aiden O'Connell, he's not gonna bring your team any excitement.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew, yeah, he's gonna make like a really bad play every here and there, but like he's also not afraid to throw the deep ball. He's not afraid to make the stupid pass that sometimes works out.
Because you have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And Brock Bowers.
Yes,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
And he just met with Trump in
He
Las
did.
Vegas.
the Raiders might win the Super Bowl.
They might, yeah.
It was him, Max Crosby, and some offensive lineman, I think.
Was it Colton Miller?
I have no idea. I can't
He's the
remember.
I
best.
don't remember. That's
But
awesome.
and then also as far as like for the Steelers, I don't know how you guys feel. So I want to see what your guys' opinions are. Like Cletus, we'll start with you. Do you think Russell Wilson should be the Week 1 starter
Yes.
over Justin Fields?
Yes.
Why's that?
Basically, he has the experience, and Justin Fields hasn't really shown anything throughout his entire tenure in the NFL that he should be the starter. Russell Wilson, while he was asked 2 years ago in Denver, he was actually pretty formidable last year. But and in the preseason, he was like 10 for 12 on passes with a 92 passer rating.
Yeah,
So
he's
he actually did pretty well compared to Justin Fields, who was just scrambling the entire time.
Yeah.
He wasn't going through his progressions fast enough. He was just staring at the first guy, and just like in Chicago, if he was staring at the first guy, if he wasn't there, he's just going to take off running and probably get tackled for a loss.
Yeah, Cody?
Yeah. I've been really, really torn on this. I've been thinking about it all preseason. I could understand if they went either way, but I kind of lean Russell Wilson. I know a lot of people want Fields, which I completely understand, but I don't think that right now the Steelers are built for a Fields-style quarterback.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think they're still built like the Big Ben style quarterback or even Kenny Pickett. I mean, he wasn't an explosive runner. I don't think the Steelers are really ready to fully use all of Justin Fields' capabilities right now. They don't have the supporting cast to yet. Their O-line is still not quite there.
And getting injured.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
getting injured. So that's not really great, which isn't great for Russell either. But
Yeah.
you can't, if you don't have a good O-line, you can't use Justin Fields to his ability. You can't give him any time to assess or any time to get out and move or even to run. Like, it's just not there yet. So I'm on board with Russell Wilson. I'm right there. I'll be cheering for him loud. And I think he's just a solid, steady, kind of bridge the gap
Yeah.
type QB.
At this point,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what he was brought in to do. And that I'm sure he wasn't promised anything else. I mean,
1 year deal.
yeah, that's what he was brought in to do. So we'll see. It's going to get loud if he sucks.
Yeah.
It's going to get
yeah.
real loud.
Fast.
Yep.
Yeah. That.
Tomatoes are going to be thrown.
Yeah. Beers probably.
Yeah. Just like that Cleveland game that one year.
Yep.
So many beers on the
Yep.
field.
So yeah, it's going to get loud, but boy, if he does good. If he does good, Pittsburgh is going to be all the way behind Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. They're going to be loving
Yeah.
him for it. So I get the move, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm all aboard the Russell Wilson train for the Steelers.
Yeah,
For
for
one
the
thing,
Steelers.
I feel like I don't know. You guys, I talked about this on another podcast that I was on, the Issue podcast. Go watch those guys. Those guys are good.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. But the offense that Arthur Smith ran. Whenever he ran it in Tennessee, you guys remember how good he made Ryan Tannehill look?
Yep.
Brought them to like an AFC Championship game. Made that offense great.
Yep.
Well, the personnel between the Steelers and the Titans that year was like very like Steelers
Yeah.
now, Titans then was like very similar.
Yep, 100%.
Like that's how Russell Wilson succeeded in Seattle was play like run the ball first,
Yep.
then play action, roll out, chuck the ball downfield. That's what he's good at.
Yeah.
And I feel like Arthur Smith is the perfect offensive coordinator to get that production out of him in that way. So, and I feel like everybody all around the NFL, not just Steelers fans, have been calling like, man, Justin Fields is so explosive, he's exciting, like have him be the starting QB. I know that like I don't even watch preseason, and I'm a
neither.
football nerd. Like nobody watches preseason. A lot of it doesn't matter, but I feel like it only matters if like the players suck in preseason. Like it doesn't matter if they're great because they're going against backups, but if you're sucking against backups, that's cause for
It's
concern.
not good.
And Justin Fields, I feel like this should have proven to everybody who's been calling for him to be the starter that like he's not ready. Like he did not look good in the preseason. The offensive line didn't look good in the preseason. Like I think this Steelers team, if they started Justin Fields, would get off to a very, very slow start. Like just give Justin Fields, finally give him a chance to rest and learn. Because ever since like it was week 4 or week 5 that he started starting his rookie year, he's never not been the starter. Like never had a
Right.
chance to learn. Like sometimes these guys need to learn the NFL game. Like Justin Fields came in, he had questions about like, well, he's only like one read then run, and that's kind of what we've seen since he got into the NFL. So like, just learn behind Russ, learn from Arthur Smith, good things from Arthur Smith, hopefully, and then maybe Justin Fields will have a shot in the future.
Yeah,
But I feel like
I
right
think so
now,
too.
Russ is the correct starting choice.
I think he's a good fit. The best
Yes.
fit for right now for
Yes.
the Steelers to have any success at all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, moving on to the unfortunate section. Injury updates. Anyways, Steelers running back Jalen Warren suffered a hamstring injury and is questionable for week 1. Tomlin noted that Warren's hamstring injury is not anything that's a long-term concern. And Warren also just said Monday that he expects to be ready for the regular season opener for the Steelers. So that's kind of good news, but in all honesty, take another week, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say
yeah.
I'd say just bench him.
Yeah, we're gonna need you if we're anything at all. So take a week or two.
The second half of the
Alright.
season is when we would need him.
Exactly. We're gonna need you.
Yeah.
The Niners running back Elijah Mitchell has been placed on IR and will miss the entire 2024 season. And I don't think we've heard his true injury yet. He was just
No.
placed on season-ending IR, which sucks for him. He's just been injury-ridden
Yeah,
his whole
I feel
career. And he has so much potential, too. He's so talented.
And their starter's going to get hurt, too, so...
Starter's already hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
hasn't practiced since-
he's going to miss the season, too.
Yeah, he's in practice all training camp.
You're not in good shape.
Yeah, I feel bad for Elijah Mitchell because he
I
showed
know.
his rookie year, came out as a 6th-round pick, beat out. Who was the third? Trey Sermon
Yeah,
was
Trey
the 3rd-round
Sermon.
pick above him. He came out, he won the job, he looked great, but ever since then he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. It's one of the reasons that they probably brought in CMC in the first place. But
Yep.
I feel bad for Elijah.
The best ability is availability.
Mitchell. Yeah, Isaac would be preaching about that right now.
Yeah. The Packers running back A.J. Dillon has been placed on IR with a neck injury and will miss the entire 2024 season.
I feel like he wasn't going to play too much anyway.
I don't think so. Probably not.
But it sucks to see anybody get injured. So.
It does. So back to virtual farming for him or whatever he
Yeah.
wants to do.
Yeah, he's wearing a neck brace.
He should just become a streamer.
Yeah, Twitch streamer.
He should,
Whole
yeah.
time.
Or Kick. Kick gives you more money.
You're right.
Oh.
And you can say way more controversial stuff on that.
Yes. Anyways, Buccaneers running back Chase Edmonds has been placed on IR with a knee injury that is expected to force him to miss the entire 2024 season.
He probably wasn't going to really play this year anyways. They drafted Bucky Irving to be the backup for Rashad White, but
Bucky season, baby.
I just kind of I love Bucky. But I just kind of put this on here because the fall of Chase Edmonds has been fast. That guy
Quick.
fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
His career, he had that one really good career in Arizona, especially
yeah.
for fantasy.
So
like,
good.
All the fantasy
Yeah.
nerds are like, oh my gosh, this guy is like, basically, he was Tony Pollard before Tony Pollard.
I was pissed because I had Kenyon Drake.
Yeah.
I was real pissed.
Chase
Remember
Edmonds
that,
Chase Edmonds was performing better than him, and then he like got a shot as a starter, and it never. He just fell off a cliff from there.
Yeah, never lined up.
Yeah.
Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison is week to week with a leg injury that he suffered in practice.
Yeah, this is not from the DUI.
Right. Yeah, this is from practice.
Yeah, you don't get hurt when you are the drunk driver.
That's true, yeah.
Unfortunately, how it seems.
He should have been drunk during practice. He wouldn't have gotten hurt.
yeah.
He would have been fine.
Would have been all
He would have been
loosey-goosey.
so loose.
Yeah.
So loose. Jordan Addison, drink during practice.
The Vikings aren't going to be shit this year, anyways. Everyone's hurt, so
They got
You're
nothing
right.
to play for. Everybody
Yeah.
should have been drunk.
they're just hoping for a top 5 pick.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Giants wide receiver Isaiah McKenzie has been placed on IR with a lower body injury and will miss the entire 2024 season. Is this his lower body? Is that all they've said?
That's
since?
it. Yeah, it's probably
I
dick.
love it. That's like
probably
hockey
dick.
terms.
Wasn't he on the Bills?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yep.
Yeah, he was also on the Colts.
Yep.
There's some guys in the league who only play for blue teams. Like Devin Singletary is another one of them.
What about red teams?
I haven't paid attention to that.
The Redskins.
Potatoes.
Yeah. Talking potatoes here. Colts tight end Jelani Woods had to get toe surgery and is now expected to miss the entire 2024 season, which that sucks.
I don't get this guy.
Huh?
I don't get this guy. How does this guy not stay healthy? This
I
is like
know.
his third season in the league. He's had 0 healthy seasons. He's 6'7", like 260 pounds, and he
So
runs like
good.
a 4.5.
Who
So
the hell is
good.
this guy?
Exactly, because nobody knows
I don't-
who
I don't
he is
even
'cause
know.
he's never been on the field.
He
but-
flashes, but he gets hurt.
Yeah, he's
He
like
flashes his what?
Yeah,
He flashes,
Antonio Brown style, but with the pants.
Exactly.
And no pool.
Liverpool Steelers center Nate Herbig suffered a torn rotator cuff and is out for the season. So that means rookie second rounder Zach Frazier, WVU, will be taken over as the starter at center. Which,
Is that the wrestler?
hey, let's get it.
What? No.
Zach
Wow.
Frazier?
Gable Steveson?
No, the heavyweight
that-
state champ. They drafted one. Or someone did.
Uh,
I think this guy's been football.
Yeah, he's
there
always
was one that was a football player and a wrestler in college.
It definitely wasn't.
I don't
him,
remember who
think.
it was. I thought it was on the Steelers.
I don't remember.
I feel like this was the plan all along for Zach Frazier
I
to
think
become
so,
a
too.
starter. I don't know if it was going to be this year, but
Not Gable Steveson.
that's the
God
only thing that
damn
comes
it.
up, Cletus.
No, there was someone who was drafted.
But Zach Frazier, I guess we'll see how good he is soon.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we'll be seeing how good some other players are,
Yeah,
too.
unfortunately. Steelers guard Isaac Siamalo is expected to miss 4 weeks with a pec injury.
Yeah, all the things that I heard throughout training camp and preseason games from beat reporters of the Steelers is that the Steelers' offensive line is not looking very good. It's not looking
poop.
as good yet as like they had advertised. Now, obviously, I feel like a lot of offensive line play is just knowing where you're supposed to be, knowing where your guys are supposed to be, the other 4 guys along the line, and just playing together. So, like, obviously, all these guys are young.
Yep.
So they've never really played together. So I feel like it will all come together eventually. But for them to already be losing starters, and this 2 out of 5 starters are already out,
Yeah.
and the season
Not
hasn't even
good.
started yet. It's not exactly ideal.
No.
Because I know that everybody was ranking the Steelers' offensive line high because of the crazy potential that they have. But
Oh, yeah, for sure.
it's gonna be you're throwing into a fire pit.
You're getting
a
thrown to
frying
the
pan.
wolves, baby.
Yeah, thrown to the wolves
Yeah, right at
now.
the start.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Squealers. All right, Seahawks edge. Uchenna Nwosu suffered a sprained MCL and is now expected to miss anywhere between 2 and 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's a wide range.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, it all depends. Everyone heals different. MCLs, any of that stuff is just, you're kind of blind to it. Everyone heals different. So.
Yeah. And this is an injury that the Seahawks did not want to have. The Seahawks
Nope.
haven't had a good pass rush in years. And now this is probably he was probably their top pass rusher, and he's going to be missing some weeks. So they made a move later on that we'll talk about.
Sure did. 49ers edge. Yetur Gross-Matos,
Penn State.
Penn State, is considered week to week after injuring his knee in preseason week 3.
Yep, and?
And 49ers edge. Leonard Floyd is considered day to day after injuring his knee in preseason week 3.
This
But
happened
they
in the
just-
same game,
Yeah.
like on the same drive.
Yeah. They're already down Greenlaw
Yeah.
from last year.
Yeah.
And now these 2 guys.
You
I know
guys in
Greenlaw's a
practice.
linebacker, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, just defense wise. Yeah. And yeah, it's
They're
I don't know what happens on like the 49ers practice fields and their game field, but like why are guys always getting hurt there? There's something up with the turf there, and like it's been called into question too.
Yeah, it's bad. Bengals 2023 first round defensive end Miles Murphy is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury.
Yeah, nobody knows this guy. He's from Clemson last year.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't play all last year just because they didn't really need him to.
Right,
Let
yeah.
him develop behind Sam Hubbard and Trey Hendrickson. But now he's not going to be exactly developing as well whenever he's hurt with a knee injury. So.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
Cardinals' first-round rookie defensive end Darius Robinson is expected to miss multiple weeks with a calf injury.
Yeah, he was probably going to start on this terrible defense.
He definitely would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, so that's not good for the Cardinals defense.
No, especially those big guys with a calf injury. Who knows how long that could be. Yeah, we'll see. Saints defensive tackle Kalen Saunders is expected to be sidelined for a couple weeks due to a calf injury. So there's another calf injury with a big guy.
Yeah, I put this one on here because this one could be kind of drastic for the Saints defensive line because their starters at defensive tackle are guys that you've probably never even heard of. There's a guy named Nathan Shepard.
Who?
Yeah. And then they have a first-round pick from last year named Brian Brzee, but he barely played either. He got like that Miles Murphy treatment. And they have a sixth-round pick named Christian Boyd. So it's Saints defensive line could be struggling to start the season.
Yeah, a little rough. And then another more sucky ones. Bills linebacker Matt Milano is out indefinitely with a torn bicep after suffering a season-ending knee injury last year.
Yeah.
Boy, he's just having bad luck. He's a dog, too, for that defense.
Yeah, they could really use him both last year and this year. So.
Yeah. Cowboys cornerback Deron Bland suffered a foot injury that required surgery and is expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks.
Wasn't he really good last year?
He had like six
sixes.
sixes.
Yeah, set the record. Yeah, but he was really solid all around.
Yeah.
Giants corner Cordell Flott is considered week to week with a quad injury.
Yeah, nobody knows who this guy is either, but he
Yeah.
was a starter. He's a starter on the Giants. And
Starter on a poopy defense.
Yeah, and now they're without him, so now their cornerback room looks even worse. Because right now it's Deontay Banks, who was a first-round pick from last year.
Yep.
And now their other starting corners either going to have to be Nick McLeod or Trey Hawkins, guys you've never heard of.
Ooh.
And
No, Ray.
Yeah, he's Ray McLeod. Maybe we should sign him to play corner. And then they got in the nickel corner slot their third-round pick, Drew Phillips, out of Kentucky. But going to be rough for this
Good luck to
Giants
them.
defense.
Yeah. Then we have a whole list of people starting out the season on the IR or the PUP, missing at least the first 4 games. Which that's just because they're on the PUP list to start the season, so they have to miss at least 4. First of all, the Jets QB Jordan Travis, Panthers running back Jonathan Brooks, which that really sucks for Panthers, but
It was expected, I think.
It was expected though, because Browns running back Nick Chubb, which some
Expected.
people seem surprised, but that's with that injury. I don't care what videos he puts out.
When you're
that's
walking like a
expected.
bird.
Yeah, that's
You
expected.
shouldn't be playing football.
No.
Ravens running back Keaton Mitchell,
Yeah.
Saints running back Kendra Miller, Patriots wide receiver Kendrick Bourne, which that actually kind of low-key sucks for them because he was probably going to get a lot of time and quite a bit of passes.
Yeah.
Dolphins wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr., which
Damn.
Nobody
Damn.
knows what his injury is,
Yeah.
but he hasn't practiced
This is
since they
weird.
signed him in March.
Old age.
It's probably his
Probably
injury.
what
yeah.
it is,
But
yeah.
they're not saying anything about it. It's weird.
Eagles wide receiver Anais Smith.
Rookie.
Yep. Vikings tight end T.J. Hawkinson, expected.
Mm-hmm.
Rams tight end Tyler Higbee, which was that just end of last year or was that this offseason?
End of last year,
I think.
Yeah.
Dolphins O-line Isaiah Wynn.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins edge Bradley Chubb, which sucks.
Yeah.
And then Chiefs edge Charles Omenihu.
Who had a big Super Bowl.
Huge Super Bowl.
So basically, don't have the last name Chubb and you'll be fine.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, now we're getting into some signings and some trades that have went on. The Giants have signed running back Josh Kelly to a 1-year, $1.125 million deal.
Yeah, irrelevant, but a name people know from fantasy.
Yep. 49ers re-signed tight end Logan Thomas
Yeah, they
to
just
a 1-year deal.
They just cut him and now they signed him back. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, me neither. Chiefs and center Creed Humphrey agreed to a 4-year, $72 million contract extension with $50 million guaranteed.
I would have figured he would have been worth more than that.
Yeah.
He's a top 3 center.
Oh, yeah, that's a good sign.
Especially now that Jason's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been graded like as either the top or one of the top centers his first 2 years in the
I
league
think
by
his
PFF.
rookie year, he was ranked number
The
1 by
top,
PFF.
yeah. He's basically like Sauce Gardner, but for the centers.
Yeah, he's a stud.
So well earned
Yeah.
for Creed Humphrey.
Cardinals and center.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, you got it. Hjalte Froholt.
Yep, there we go. Agreed to a 2-year, $12 million contract extension with $7.25 million guaranteed.
Yeah, this guy only matters because he's a starter on the Cardinals. He wouldn't start anywhere else.
Okay, cool.
Cardinals
Nice.
suck.
Yeah,
The Cardinals
they do.
suck news.
Yep. Cowboys signed edge Carl Lawson to a 1-year, $1.125 million deal.
Yeah, had some good years on the Jets, and
They're just hoping for more in Dallas.
yeah, more depth.
Yeah. Falcons in corner A.J. Terrell agreed to a 4-year, $81 million contract extension with $65.8 guaranteed. Pretty big signing by the Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, you got to sign back your best and basically only corner that you have if you're going to try to make a Super Bowl run like I think you will.
Yep.
But I think this is a good signing. It had to
Yeah.
be done for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Best defensive player on that team by far, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse Bates.
Jesse Bates, for
Bates,
sure.
but
So it's very close.
and it's very close. but
Backfield looks good, though.
Jesse Bates is better.
Jesse Bates is happy though. He's happy with his contract.
Yeah. The back of their defense is looking good.
Mm.
Jesse Bates, and now A.J. Terrell's signed.
Yeah.
And everywhere else
Oh,
is just
Justin-
a black hole.
And Justin Simmons.
Justin
Oh,
Simmons.
yeah.
Justin Simmons.
Yeah. Falcons Super Bowl run, baby.
I mean, they're low-key looking good.
They're stacking it up.
They're
won't
looking
say
good for the
super.
wild card.
Yeah.
They are. They're looking like a wild card entry in the loss.
Yeah,
Unless they're playing Dallas.
I won't say that.
Unless
they're
they play- yeah.
Dallas, yeah.
that's true.
All right. Vikings signed CB Stephon Gilmore to a 1-year, $7 million deal. Gilly Lock joining the Vikings.
Gillylock. I like that name. I
Yeah,
haven't
he's
heard
locked
that.
down corner.
Didn't
yeah.
he just get burnt during preseason? I saw a video.
Not important.
Preseason.
Yeah, I saw a video
So
of,
probably.
of some rookie wide receiver just cooking him.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it took this long for Gilmore to get signed somewhere.
know,
He is old.
He's a
probably
DPOY.
He was in like 2017 or something, 2018, but still.
He's still
That's
a
on
lot
his-
better than a lot of guys out there.
Yes, yeah. And the Vikings desperately need him after all the corners they've lost this year.
Real bad.
Yeah.
And like we just talked about, Falcons signed safety Justin Simmons to a 1-year, $7.5 million deal to join Jesse Bates in that backfield.
These two contracts, Gilmore and Simmons, are steals. $7
Oh,
million,
yeah, $7 million?
for 1 year.
Yeah. Bring him in.
Yeah.
Packers acquired QB Malik Willis from the Titans in exchange for a 2025 7th-round pick, which I
Yeah.
don't really get because it's not really doesn't really fit their
They're gonna
their
let
mold of what they've done.
they're
for
gonna let
years.
Jordan Love's contract run out and
Right.
start him
Yeah,
here in
Yeah.
about 5 years.
Yeah.
Seems
future
right.
starter
That's
for
definitely
sure.
what they do. Yeah.
Maybe as early as mid-season.
Yep.
Yeah, mid-season of 2045.
Yeah, Malik. I guess I can see why they did this because their current backup quarterbacks were Sean Clifford from Penn State, who wasn't even good at Penn State,
Whoa.
and Michael Pratt though.
Michael
Michael
Pratt's
Pratt.
there. That's right.
Yeah, his 7th-round pick. I'm actually surprised that. But
Yeah, I'm sorry
I
they
don't
got
know.
a 7. Oh.
They wanted a new backup,
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh, well, good for them. Eagles acquired wide receiver Jahan Dotson and a 2025 5th-round pick from the Commanders, in exchange for a 2025 3rd-round pick and 2 2025 7th-round picks. It's kind of a haul.
Yeah.
The 3rd-round pick.
Oh
was the
wait,
7th
sorry,
round?
no,
Oh no, they didn't get the 5th. The 5th was
no,
sent with
yeah,
John
sorry,
Dawson.
yeah, I read that in my brain different. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought thought they got 3 picks for
No.
Jahan Dotson.
No, I mean, well, they did 3 picks. No,
Well,
4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
technically. Anyways,
All reports coming out of camp.
not a bad signing for them.
No, I mean,
Just add to the room.
Jahan Dawson was honestly battling for the number 3 wide receiver on this Commanders team. Dan Quinn did not like him.
Yeah.
And after the year he had last year, I don't really blame him.
Yeah.
I feel like he's never should have been a 1st-round pick. Whenever I scouted
Right.
him coming into the league, his best plays that he had at Penn State were completely terrible throws by Sean Clifford. And Jahan Dawson just had amazing hands to go out and catch the ball, get hammered,
Yeah.
and then hang on to it. And then last year he couldn't even catch the ball. So if
Because
that's
he has
your-
CTE now.
yeah,
probably.
maybe. Like, if your best asset is your hands and how crazy catches you can make, and you can't even do that, like, yeah, I'd ship you off, too. I'd get back a 3rd-round pick for you. That's fine with me.
Yeah, so let's just go down through the Commanders' 1st-round draft picks since 2020, since you just mentioned he was one of them. 2020 was Chase Young, who was then traded to the 49ers in 2023 and now on to the Saints.
He's a dog.
He is a dog. 2021 was Jamin Davis, backup linebacker. So, yeah, there's that, another
He's a
first-rounder.
bust.
And then Jahan Dotson, who we just talked about, traded to the Eagles.
CTE.
Yep. And then in 2023 was Emmanuel Forbes, who's just a backup corner.
Who?
Yeah, he's like 160 pounds.
Yeah,
Very
he's pretty
skinny.
small.
Very small.
Why would you draft him in the 1st round?
I don't. Everybody questioned it. I don't know.
Because That was still
Because the Commanders.
yeah, that was still what's
Dan
his
Schneider?
Dan Snyder show.
Dan Snyder.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think
All right.
Rob Schneider would do better.
good chance. Seahawks acquired edge Travis Gibson from the Jaguars in exchange for a 2025 6th-round pick.
Yeah, this guy's not even that good. He
Yeah,
started
I
on the
don't
Bears
know
for
him.
a few years, and the Bears had a terrible defensive line, so he kind of had to start. And now Seahawks have a terrible defensive line, so he has to start on the Seahawks.
Yeah. Titans acquired linebacker Ernest Jones IV and a 2026 6th-round pick from the Rams in exchange for a 2026 5th-round pick.
This one actually matters. Ernest Jones he's a good linebacker.
pretty solid
He's
linebacker.
going to start for that team because they just lost in the offseason. They lost Azeez Al-Shaair.
Yeah,
so he's
that's
going to
true.
start right beside Kenneth Murray right now. So, yeah, Titans are sneakily kind
They
of
are.
going all in.
Yep.
With the pickups that they've made over the offseason, it's like this team is not rebuilding. They're looking to make a run with
Yeah.
Will Levis as best they can.
Yeah,
for
if
whatever
Will Levis
reason.
is good.
They're all in
They're
for
gonna be a
third in the
problem.
division.
They really are. Yeah.
Then the Panthers acquired cornerback Michael Jackson from the Seahawks in exchange for a 7th-round rookie linebacker Michael Barrett.
This guy's name always pops up,
Yeah.
just
I know.
randomly.
I know.
You forget about him because he never plays, and when he does, you don't notice him because he doesn't do anything special. But he always pops up somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He started on the Seahawks 1 year beside Reek Woolen, and
Yeah.
Panthers could use him.
No, yeah, for sure. Panthers could use about anybody.
Yeah.
But then the Commanders acquired kicker Cade York from the Browns in exchange for a 2025 conditional 7th-round pick. And then the Commanders released kicker Riley Patterson.
They didn't like him.
They didn't like
yeah,
him. Yeah,
I guess not. It's kind of an interesting move.
I literally just said last episode, how come nobody ever trades kickers? Well, here we go.
Here we go, yeah. There's a real exciting trade.
Was it worth the wait?
That was exhilarating whenever I read that.
Getting into some miscellaneous news. Cardinals wide receiver Zay Jones is suspended without pay for the first 5 games of the season for violating the NFL's personal conduct policy. And the suspension stems from Jones' arrest on the 13th of November when he was charged with misdemeanor domestic battery after an argument with the mother of his child, his baby mama, allegedly. Yeah, I guess argument allegedly.
It's all
And it-
talk.
Yeah, it resulted in an injury to her neck, according to an arrest and booking report. In March, the single charge against Jones was dropped.
Yeah, then I don't understand why they suspended him if the charge was dropped.
They can do whatever they want. NFL's
yes.
not related to the law. They're
Well,
just trying to make a...
It could have been
standard.
like the NFL, like themselves, decided to result it outside of court so it didn't look bad on the NFL. So they probably paid her off and still reprimanded him.
Yeah.
If I were to take a guess.
Or Carson just called into Roger Goodell and he's like, I can't watch Zay Jones play anymore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to suspend him.
Yeah, this guy, he pisses me off every time you throw it to him. I mean, Christian Kirk needs the ball. Oh wait, no, he's not. He's on the Cardinals now.
Cardinals.
I don't want to see Kyler Murray throw it to
Maybe
him.
Cletus called.
I would have been pissed now. So I'm good for at least 5 games.
Another announcement about Cardinals great though coming up here.
Yeah. Quarterback Colt McCoy.
Oh yeah.
Kurt McCoy.
Kurt McCoy has announced his retirement from the NFL after 14 seasons.
Yeah.
And very well deserved. University of Texas has retired his number 12 that he wore while he played there.
He had the perfect backup quarterback career that you could have.
He did.
You
Yeah,
play
he really did.
2 games on average per year that you're in the NFL. That is absolutely perfect. Just enough to stick around.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, and even whatever age he was, like 35, 36, he still slung it around.
Oh, he can sling it.
I think in his career he still made like $30 million.
He probably
like-
did.
Yeah.
Even though he was like a bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't get mad at the guy.
Yep. Good for him. He's a good dude, too.
And he
I
went
like
to
Colt
Texas, and literally, I was thinking about it whenever I put this here, but I could not think of a more stereotypical Texas name.
Oh, yeah. Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Kurt McCoy.
Yeehaw, brother!
I think he's still in Texas.
probably
I
is.
think he's going to run for mayor or something.
Colt
where he's
McCoy.
at. I'm dead serious. I think he is. Anyways. Good for you, Colt.
Probably
More
gonna
sad
open a
news.
saloon.
Yeah, I don't know who it's most sad for. Maybe Cam. I don't know. ESPN fired Robert Griffin III as a football analyst and commentator.
Football just doesn't want him.
No.
No, they really don't.
The field really tried to take him out.
Yeah.
And now the analysts are taking him out, and they're just like, get out of here. Go play baseball or something.
Yeah.
I didn't really realize how much funny stuff RG3 said as an analyst, but
Triple Sticks had the hot that for a while there.
he just said whatever he wanted. He said like all kinds of like shit that like would probably get people kicked off. So it's not really.
Yeah.
He's no Richard Sherman though.
No,
You're
he's no
right,
Richard Sherman. Yeah, but RG3 he was fun to listen to. I'm sad that he's not going to be calling games anymore.
He was entertaining.
Yeah.
Several LA Chargers players, including QB Justin Herbert and other members of the traveling party, had to crawl through a ceiling panel to escape a stuck hotel elevator Friday night in Dallas.
It's like, what the hell are
What?
we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing here?
Like, how does this? It's like
That's your $55 million quarterback.
Yeah.
Or whatever he is.
yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't like one of their defensive tackles because they wouldn't fit.
No.
Hell no.
Yeah, it's like straight out of a movie.
It is.
It's crazy.
NFL announces mandatory in-person gambling policy education and training for 2024 season. Like, all right, there's enough idiots in the league. We need to have a formal meeting
Honestly.
here in training.
They say this is how you get away with it.
Yeah. So here are 6 of the main rules that the NFL is preaching with its players. So
These are funny.
here's basically 6 ways to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Are we
funny.
ready? Let's
These are
do
really
it.
funny.
First, never bet on the NFL. This includes other NFL events, such as Draft, Combine, Pro Bowl, and NFL Honors.
They could have stopped there.
Yep. Okay, so let's say it again. Don't have someone bet for you. Do not ask family, friends, or others to place a bet for you. Okay? All right, let's say it again. Don't gamble. No bets on sports, casino, or card games at your team facility or stadium while traveling for a road game or staying at a team hotel.
Not
Wait,
even whenever
you-
you're on
wait,
the
you
bus and bored as hell.
You
I
can't
know.
even play card games?
Can't bet on it.
Probably
You
not for
can't bet on
money.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
What?
They play in the locker room for M&Ms and
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that.
That's messed up.
Pills.
That's actually really messed up. I understand the sports betting part, but you can't, like, if you're in Las Vegas, what the hell are you going to do?
Yeah.
Except,
That's a great point. Yeah.
I mean, literally, they're encouraging you get a hooker. That's all they're doing. If you're
That's
in,
one way to look
if
at
you're
it,
in
yeah.
Las Vegas, that's the only thing you can do. That
Or-
and meet Trump.
Or beat the shit out of people like Alvin Kamara did
Yeah.
a few years
Could
ago.
do that. There's lots of opportunities for that. All right, let's continue to say the same thing. Don't share team inside information. Don't share information that hasn't been announced by the team.
That doesn't even have anything to do with gambling. Oh, I guess it does.
It does if like
Yeah.
It's insider trading, yeah.
about people being out or anything like
That's
that.
funny.
Don't enter a sports book during the NFL playing season. And don't play daily fantasy football.
The no
Okay.
fun league.
Yeah, the no fun
The no
league.
fun
Yep.
league.
So you can't even play fantasy football for no money?
No.
Guess
No
not.
blackjack. No fantasy football.
No poker.
I guess it's just hookers for those
Yep.
guys.
Just hookers.
Yeah.
Damn. All
Just
right.
hookers and beating your wife.
And your
God,
meat.
For some. And your meat, for
Your
sure.
meat. Yeah.
On to some more miscellaneous news. And some more entertaining news. Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill has challenged U.S. 100-meter Olympic gold medalist Noah Lyles to a 50-yard race. The lead up to this was fun, as always with Tyreek. So Tyreek said after Noah Lyles finished third in the Olympic 200-meter dash, this is, quote, Noah Lyles can't say nothing after what just happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Then he want to come out and pretend like he's sick. I feel like that's like horseradish. So for him to do that and say that we're not world champions of like our sport, like, come on, bro. Just speak on what you know about. You know what I'm saying? And that's track. I would beat Noah Lyles. No, I wouldn't beat him by a lot, but I would beat Noah Lyles. And of course that sparked a whole bunch of stuff because Tyreek's awesome. And then Noah Lyles' response to this was, what has he earned to deserve that status? Play football, and he is a great football player. But you don't get to jump the lines because you think you're fast. There are tons of those people in the world out there.
I actually think he'd beat him in a 50-meter race.
I think there's a very,
Yeah.
very, very
because
good chance.
Tyreek's takeoff speed is what really gets him there. Like his top speed compared to other top speeds in the NFL, it's only like 15th. It's not even that high.
Right.
He's just so
He's
quick.
quick, yeah.
So quick.
He's explosive.
Yeah.
Incredibly explosive. It makes no
And
sense.
Noah,
He's not injured all the
and
time.
Noah Lyles, he has a good top speed. He doesn't really have
Well,
much
he's
of
a
anything.
track runner. So
Yeah.
So.
He's mostly top speed.
I think he proved his top speed in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about the 200, because that was a whole thing with him
Yeah.
being sick.
Said
and
he
then
had
was,
COVID, yeah.
That he decided to party because he was magically cured of COVID. And
Yeah.
Like, dude, just go home. Don't even.
Right.
Anyways, but the way he pulled up, like, the way he pulled back to everyone in that 100-meter dash, I don't understand. Because he was, like, behind and came back somehow in 100 meters. I'm like, I don't understand how this dude just did this.
That's what he's known for is his finish. Good finish on that guy.
Good finish on that guy.
But Tyreek Hill's probably also got a good finish because he was going to be a porn
You're
star.
right. He's also got a very
But
good finish.
in all honesty, I feel like in a 50-yard race, like Cletus said, I think Tyreek Hill honestly might beat him.
I think he
because
could.
Noah Lyles is known for that slow start. We saw it in the 100-meter that he won.
Yeah.
He had to come back from like 6th place.
Yeah, at least.
That's most of the really fast guys. Like
Bolt.
Usain Bolt, he always started like third to last.
Yeah.
He's also like 6'5". So,
Yeah.
Like, takes him.
Huge.
And his legs are super long.
Yeah.
Like I think
5 feet long by
Yeah.
themselves. Yeah, seems like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Noah Lyles just talks a whole lot of shit,
He does. Which, I mean, if you win, you can.
I guess.
but he didn't win.
But then when
Didn't
the
win
200
all.
came around, that was a little...
You can't just pick and choose where you want to win. Well, I guess he did. Well, no, I don't believe that he.
He wasn't sick.
Yeah.
No.
Anyways.
And listening to him
He still
talk in
got
interviews,
Yeah.
he sounds like one of those kids that, like, speed is all he has. He sounds kind of nerdy.
Yeah.
Like, he talks a lot of shit.
What? Isn't he like an anime guy or something?
That makes sense. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, he got the U.S. some gold medals, so thanks,
Yeah,
Noah.
thanks,
We appreciate
Noah.
that. And you're entertaining, so... I mean, I will... I'm sure the 200 kind of sucked, but I will say it was hype whenever he came out for the 100, because I was watching that race, and, like, I don't really follow track that close. I've heard Noah Lyles and all that, and all the races he's won, but he came out, his entrance, I'm like, who is this guy? And then the entrance, like, kept going, and he, like, ran a long ways down the track and was, like, jumping and all this. I'm like, this dude better win, or he's going to get killed
He
on the
jumped
internet.
so high.
Yeah. I'm like, he's going to get killed. And then he won. So it's like, all right, dude, you can do whatever you want. Until the 200. Anyways, on to some bold predictions.
Oh, wait, we got one thing about...
Oh,
Travis and
sorry,
Jason.
yeah. I forgot about the Kelsey brothers. Travis and Jason Kelsey's New Heights podcast, which is pretty good, have signed
Not
a
as good
deal.
as this one.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
as
that's
good as
true,
this one.
yeah. We'd like a shout-out.
Yeah, or they could come on. Yeah, anyways. They signed a deal with Amazon that's reportedly worth more than $100 million over 3 years. I mean, good for them.
Yeah, as
So
much
say,
as
say what you want about Travis. I mean, I love
Yeah.
Jason.
Oh,
Yeah,
facts.
Jason's the heart and soul of that
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, it's good for them. They're just what they say they are. They're Cleveland boys.
Yeah.
They weren't really raised anything special. They didn't go to any special academies or anything.
Was the town they grew up in called New Heights?
Cleveland Heights.
Yeah,
Cleveland
Cleveland
Heights.
Heights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right outside Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
good for them. I love Jason and I respect Travis. I mean, he's
Yeah.
gonna go down as the greatest tight end all the time.
Yeah, he's just annoying as hell.
Yeah. He'll have that. I think Hardy's a good guy.
Yeah, all in all,
Yeah.
as far
I
as
think
like,
he's a truly good guy.
yes, yeah. Yeah, I think he does have a good heart.
He could
He's
be
just-
annoying, but I think
Definitely on the football
anyone that's got that much spotlight,
Yeah,
you're gonna find something annoying about him.
that's true.
So good for them.
They are really good personalities
Oh,
for a
they are.
podcast,
Yeah, they're
too.
great.
They're hilarious.
Yep.
Good stories. So
Yep.
they earned it.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into some bold predictions for the season. So we all picked 3 bold predictions that we think is going to happen. This could be either fantasy predictions. This could be just NFL predictions, how you think they're going to do. Pretty much any way you want to go. We just wanted to do 3 bold predictions and discuss.
And just to see how we feel about each other's bold predictions, let's rate each other's on a scale of 1 or 0 that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
To
How we feel. It's
Yeah.
never gonna happen.
To
Yeah.
10, most definitely going to happen.
10, like that's definitely gonna happen. It's not even bold. You
Yeah, or
dumbass.
like-
So
see
you
where
probably
it
shouldn't
comes
even.
from, yeah.
There shouldn't be a 10.
Yeah, that's true.
There
0
shouldn't
to
be.
5. Oh, you mean
No,
okay,
there
gotcha.
shouldn't be a
Yeah,
10.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, 10 means it's going to happen, which, yeah, we're not going to be.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
let's get into it.
Yeah.
Who wants to start? Cletus, you want to start off?
guess
with
I can
one?
start.
Yeah.
Let's start with one. Yep.
My first one is that George Pickens is going to be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL this year.
Are you talking like real life or fantasy?
Real life.
Okay.
Real life.
Explain.
I like
Basically, last year in the NFL, he led the league in yards per catch. So
Right,
and that was
yeah.
with Kenny Pickett, Mason
That's
Rudolph.
a good point.
So and this time, he has obviously Russell Wilson, who's has a longer tenure. Everyone knows that he's been to Super Bowl, lost a Super Bowl, but yeah, he's had terrible quarterback play, but still led the NFL in yards per reception last year. And now Russell Wilson's moonball's there. He's obviously Russell Wilson he's known for his good accuracy deep, and George Pickens is known for catching every ball in a 50-yard radius from him. So
it feels like.
I just feel like Russell Wilson is the perfect quarterback to go with George Pickens, just because of Russell Wilson throws jump balls, and that's what George Pickens wins. So I don't know. I could just see him being top 10 next year.
So it looks like his I'm looking at draft position for fantasy. I know we're talking real life,
right,
but this gets how people kind of feel about him. I'm seeing anywhere from 25-ish range, maybe for ADP.
Yeah.
That's about where he's going. So I mean, I could see it if he gets rapport with Russ. I could see it. If I were to rank that.
And they have no other wide receivers around them.
Yeah. I'll go. I'll rank
unless
first while you're
go ahead.
second.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm gonna give that Nate Cletus. Because I could definitely honestly see this happening. I liked George Pickens coming out. His tenacity as soon as he came into the league. His draft night, his tenacity was shown. I loved his tenacity that he plays with. And just like you said, Russ is the absolute perfect quarterback for him. He is the DK Metcalf on this team now. He's the guy he can throw the ball up to. And honestly, George Pickens, this might be a hot take, but I don't feel like it is from what we've seen the first 2 years of George Pickens. But I feel like George Pickens might be the best jump ball receiver in the NFL right now.
I think he could be.
The catches that he's made that through contact
between him and Justin Jefferson.
Oh yeah, I mean through contact with the terrible balls that he's been thrown between Rudolph, Trubisky, Pickett, George Pickens. I think I'm excited to see what he does this year.
Yeah,
with an actual shot to be the number one with Deontay Johnson gone as well, and an offense that hopefully he's able to get downfield and actually somebody's going to throw the ball to him. So that's the hope. So I can see this happen. I give it an 8. Good job, Cletus.
I can see it too. I'm going to give it a 7 because I think it's also very good. I'm looking about where the 10 rank wide receivers are. That's in the area of Debo, Marvin Harrison Jr., Olave, Mike Evans.
Oh yeah.
So I think he could get in.
Yeah.
There. I think that's for all the reasons you said. I think he could get up there. I like that one.
Yeah.
That's a good prediction.
All right, you want me to go next? We can just go around the table?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, I'll do the one that's the most predictable coming from me.
Okay. Yep. Go for it.
49ers wide receiver Deebo Samuel will finish the year as the wide receiver 1 in fantasy.
Whoa,
let me explain.
Okay.
Brandon Ayuk holdout has been so loud. It's not a secret at all. Obviously, we've been talking about it all offseason. I'm not going to get into that. Plain and simple, Deebo has been there. Ayuk hasn't. Ayuk contract talks are still ongoing. If Ayuk is gone, and CMC has also been injured, Deebo is going to eat 1.5 games last year without Ayuk, weeks 2 and 3.
Okay.
Deebo, in week 2, he had 22.1 fantasy points. That was in our leagues. This is full PPR. Wide receiver 12 on the week. Week 3, 28.1 fantasy points. Wide receiver 9 on the week. And that was with CMC still playing too. And all the reports coming out from training camp from Matt Barrows of The Athletic, this is what he said about Deebo versus Brandon Ayuk. He said, Deebo, so Samuel might get another bite at free agency after this season, and he's been preparing like he will. He's lighter than he's been since his rookie year, which he was 214 pounds at the 2019 Scouting Combine. And he's been Purdy's favorite wide receiver target in camp. Historically, summertime reports like that carry over to the fall. Now what he said about Brandon Ayuk. He said, even if Ayuk and the 49ers suddenly solve their contract impasse, you have to wonder how quickly he can round into form. And then he said, last year, he was the top player on the field in spring and summer practices. Momentum that he parlayed. I like parlayed. Into the best season. Yeah, into the best season of his career. This year, and this surprised me, his most recent 49ers practice came at UNLV, where they were practicing before the Super Bowl. He hasn't practiced with the 49ers since February. Hasn't been on the field with them at all. And during all those contract talks, trade rumors, he wasn't even allowed to be in the building because we don't want you learning about this stuff about our offense if you're going to be off on some other team. So he hasn't been around the team at all. And even if Ayuk does play for the 49ers, Deebo is going to benefit with Ayuk being Deebo is going to benefit from Ayuk not being worked into the offense all offseason because Kyle Shanahan likes to scheme stuff up for his best players.
Yep.
And Ayuk just hasn't been there. And Debo's fantasy finishes from week 12 to 17 last year with Ayuk playing week 12, wide receiver 10, 13, wide receiver 2, 14, wide receiver 1, 15, wide receiver 11, 16, wide receiver 45. He played the Ravens that week. Ravens were really good. And then wide receivers, and then week 17, wide receiver 13. 49ers have the potential out of Debo's contract after this season. So, contract year, baby. And people need to start respecting Debo because he's one of the best offensive players in the league, regardless of position. Yeah, maybe he's not a wide receiver. Maybe he's not a running back. But he is just offensive players, playmakers. He is one of the best, I believe. I think he's going to earn that respect this year. So,
That's bold.
yeah, wide receiver 1 in fantasy.
That's bold. I'll start. You're getting like a 3 or 4, buddy.
Yeah,
There
that's
ain't
fair.
no way. I completely agree. He's one of the best playmakers in the league. I don't think he can do it consistently enough to take over someone like a Justin Jefferson or
CeeDee Lamb.
Tyreek.
or a Tyreek
Yeah.
if he's anything close. Even Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
Like, it depends on how the Lions cook this year, but like, I completely get where you're coming from, and that would be
Jamar
awesome.
Chase.
I'd be here for it if he was that good. But with Shanahan being so good at using so many people, that's what makes it tricky. Because I completely agree about Brandon Ayuk. Completely agree. I think Debo's, even if Brandon Ayuk's back, I think he's got a great chance to be way better than Ayuk this year. Way better. But I can't see him being number 1. Super bold.
I had to go bold.
Yeah. I don't know what you think, Cletus. What are you thinking over there?
Yeah, that's like a 2. I mean, what's his ADP, like 8?
It's right
12.
around that 10.
Is it 10?
1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, 10, 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's anywhere in there.
Yeah, you got to
9,
think
10,
of all the
12.
studs ahead of him, and still nobody knows who's going to be number 1 out of those guys. And those guys are considered in some cases, 2 tiers above Debo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yep, you're right.
He'd have to go up 2 tiers and still beat the people in the top tier. So the odds of that happening are so low. I understand that there's a lot of elements in place for that,
Yes.
but
There
I
are.
mean, Sam Darnold's throwing to Jay Jettas.
Yeah.
What else do you need?
That's a Super Bowl recipe. Fantasy wide receiver 1 recipe right there.
Yeah.
It really is, actually, because backup quarterbacks tend to pick one target and
Yeah.
just love them.
Yeah.
What's his
yeah.
nuts from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Jake Browning.
Joe Flacco with David Njoku.
Joe
and
Flacco did it up.
and what's his name? From Amari Cooper. That
Oh,
one
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like 200 plus yards.
They just pick they see who's hot and just keep throwing it to him.
Keep
Yeah.
feeding. All right. Let's see which one I want to throw out there. I got a couple that are kind of for me, but you guys will get it. Let's go straight to my guy, Audric Estime.
Okay.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't as bold as you because I'm not overly crazy.
Right
But
now, like the RB3 on the Broncos. RB3 or 4, maybe.
not 4 because they just dropped somebody, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
But anyways, so Estime, if people don't know, he's from Notre Dame, drafted in the fifth round to the Broncos to a very crowded back room. All right, backfield.
Ooh, back room.
Yeah, who knows what's going on in Denver? It's smoky there, if you get what I mean. So there's Jaleel McLaughlin and Javonte Williams. Those are the main 2 dudes. And so Audric Estime is probably around 3rd. So he's not expected to do a whole lot, obviously. He's probably expected to get like 200 some, maybe low 300 yards.
Yeah,
And maybe a couple touchdowns.
maybe.
He's good enough. And in this Sean Payton offense, it's going to be electric enough that they're going to get close to that goal line. And they're going to remember, they're like, we have like a 240-pound runner in the back that was like 2nd in the NCAA and like yards after contact and yards and that. He's just a bowling ball of a human, just a ball of muscle. So I predict he's going to get 400-plus rush yards this season and 7-plus touchdowns. It's not overly crazy
7
bold,
plus.
but with the backfield, that's what kind of
I
makes
could
it
definitely
sketchy.
see him being the goal line guy.
Like, I think if they
would
have
hope
enough offense to get down there, Sean Payton's going to realize what he has, and he's going to, yards aren't going to be crazy. 400 plus. That's still pretty good for a 3rd in the room rookie. And then I think he's getting 7 plus, if not.
Yeah, that's the bold part there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could steal 7 plus touchdowns.
Yeah, and they're low on Williams, aren't they? They don't
Yeah.
like
As of
him too
right
much.
now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's coming out.
So he could sneak his way up to a RB2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or 1A, 1B with Jaleel
Yeah.
McLaughlin. I think
Some
McLaughlin.
people think that he's like saying that they think he'll be good enough to get up to like he'll be able to sub out for like first and second down reps,
I hope so.
which would be sweet, but that's not really his deal.
He's definitely a third down back. There's
Yeah,
no doubt about
he's a
it.
power back through
Yeah.
and through. And he's got the ability to catch. I didn't include that because
He just didn't.
I don't think that that's a real possibility
That's
with everyone
McLaughlin's
there.
role.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's McLaughlin. And
Yeah, I don't hate that take. I'd give it a 7, just because they don't have anyone else who's that big.
Yeah.
So when they do get up to the goal line, they're either gonna throw it to a tight end or run it with him. So
yeah, because Bo Nix probably ain't gonna run it. He ain't big enough. He's
No.
like 6'2",
No.
but
Yeah.
he's not.
No.
he's only
Husky
like
enough.
215.
Yeah, he's pretty skinny.
Yeah. I'll give it a 4. I think that's
I know
pretty
you're
bold.
A hater. Yeah.
Oh, I love Audric
No,
Esme. He was
Audric
my
Esme's
guy
a
for
dude.
me too.
Yeah.
But I guess 7 touchdowns is a
I know,
lot,
it is a
especially
lot.
for a rookie who is third right now on the depth chart.
Yeah.
I do think that Javonte Williams, they're eventually going to get tired of him. Yeah, he had a good preseason, good training camp, but that's against they weren't really tackling in training camp, and preseason we talked about how little that matters sometimes,
Yep.
unless you suck, and he looked good. So, but I think eventually he's going to earn his way up to the 1B. I just don't know if it's going to be this year. I think this
Sure,
is the
yeah.
last year for Javonte on this team, and then it's
Yeah.
Audric Estime's. But this year, I don't know. But I hope so. I
Yeah.
hope. Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
My next hot take is for Kian.
All right.
Here we go.
I think Sam Howell will start by week 8.
Let's go!
Yeah!
baby! Woo!
Just because they just brought in a new head coach,
Yep.
and that head coach is known for shaping quarterbacks. And
Very true.
with how long that Geno Smith has been there, I doubt that he'd be able to shape him as well. And Sam Howell's still young. This is his third year in the league.
Yeah, he's the same age as me. He's 24.
Yeah.
24.
So I bet you that he's going to take a liking to Sam, and Sam's going to listen. And eventually Seahawks fans are going to get pissed off at Geno for playing like shit. And I believe that they're going to give Geno at least I bet you probably 3 starts this year, but I bet you he'll start by week 8.
I hope so.
That would be awesome.
And just for that, I'm going to give it a 9.
I mean, I could see it happening. Geno had a terrible year last year. I would know. He was on my fantasy team. I was pissed. And I don't really see him coming out of it because he didn't show any bright spots. I mean, he has a great wide receiver core. His offensive line isn't great, but, I mean, it's not terrible.
Yeah.
And, I can see the fan base just gathering around Sam Howell and carrying him to the starting position.
I give it a 6.
Yeah.
I think there's a decent shot. If Geno sucks,
Yeah.
good chance. If Geno somehow bounces back again, I don't see it really happening. But I hope he's good enough, in practice and all that, and in camp to stick around. Because once Geno's gone, he could have the opportunity to be electric.
Yeah, this
Be a
new head,
slinger.
as you said, Cletus, this new head coach,
Mike
OC,
McDonald.
Mike McDonald,
Yeah.
Ryan Grubb, the new OC.
Yep.
They didn't bring in Geno.
Right. Yeah.
They weren't there for Geno's breakout year. They
Yep.
decided,
That's
soon
a good
after they were
point.
hired, they went and traded for Sam Howell.
That's a real.
So that
kind of
gives me hope that this is going to happen. If not this year, I think next year
Yeah.
he's definitely getting a shot. But I hope it's this year.
Yeah, this is Geno's, 6th year there?
He's
He's been there a while.
Yeah, just as a backup until
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Geno is
Probably quite a while.
33, 34 now too. People don't realize how old he is because he kind of was a bust.
Just showed up 3 years ago.
basically, but yeah, Geno isn't exactly he's no spring chicken,
No,
as they say.
you are correct.
He was
I'm trying-
33?
I'm trying to find
He was
out.
also kind of forced
he
into
is-
the starting
he is-
role.
He is 33.
Yeah, which surprised me because that's why it sticks in my mind because Geno, I was like, all right, this guy hasn't really been played for too long, and then I looked it up. I was like, holy shit, 33 years old because he was a bust on the Jets. Jets, right? Drafted to the Jets
Yeah,
from West Virginia.
West Virginia product.
Yeah, but I love it, Cletus. I support it. All right, my next one. I went really bold with these, so I'm probably going to get really low ratings for all these. But
Probably.
Giants running back Devin Singletary is going to have a better rushing season than Saquon Barkley's best season on the Giants which was his rookie year in 2018.
What are you smoking?
Saquon's 2018. He had 261 carries, 1,307 rushing yards, 5 yards per carry, 11 rushing touchdowns, 81.7 rushing yards per game. And to make this even more bold, I put Singletary's best season on here, which was 2021. So, yeah, Saquon rushed for 1,307 yards. Devin Singletary's best year was 870 rushing yards.
Yep.
4.6 yards per carry, 7 rushing touchdowns, 51.2 rush yards per game. Now, that was on the Bills under offensive coordinator Brian Dable, who is his new coach now.
Yep.
Competing with Josh Allen and Zach Moss for carries. But he has always competed with some other players for touchers, and Devin Singletary has always won, though. He's always been the leading rusher, even whenever the head coaches and offensive coordinators didn't want him to be. They start somebody else to begin the season. Like 2019, he was up against Josh Allen, Frank Gore. 2020, Josh Allen again, of course. Yeah. Zach Moss. 2021, Josh Allen, James Cook. 2022, Josh Allen, James Cook again. 2023 on the Texans, he was against Dameon Pierce after his amazing rookie season. And after all of those years, he finished first in rushing yards every single one of those years. I know Frank Gore was like 34, 35, but he was still pretty decent in his old age. But he's always looked good, and nobody wants to respect it. And the Giants are going to want to run the ball this year with Daniel Jones and or Drew Lock at QB because we all know, we've all seen how that's going. Daniel Jones is another guy who had a terrible preseason. He threw basically a no-look interception as he was getting thrown to the ground, sacked. That's one of the highlights that I saw.
But he's got a beard now.
He's got a beard. He does look pretty.
He looks sweet, yeah. He's back. I think Daniel Jones is back.
He might be back. I hope so.
He was terrible in preseason, god awful.
Yeah.
Well, here's how I look at.
I think he threw 2 pick sixes.
Here's how I look at preseason. Here's how I look at preseason anymore. Remember last year when Kenny Pickett was really damn good? Then he sucked. I'm just going to think the opposite for everything.
Well, you got to think that was against backups, and Daniel Jones just played like shit against backups.
That's Daniel Jones football.
So Daniel Jones he's going to be good then.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That means
the Steelers, who had a terrible preseason, now they're going to be good in the regular season. Honestly, it kind of makes sense.
All right, you're getting a 2 on this one.
Sorry. But let me finish.
Okay, I will.
Devin Singletary, he has no competition this year. Danny Dimes doesn't run as much or as well as Josh Allen. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is coming back from an injury, and he's just a 5th-round rookie, as much as I like Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah.
Eric Gray is the 3rd on the depth chart. Nobody's ever heard of this guy. He's a second-year 5th-rounder who has never proved anything. Devin Singletary knows this Brian Dable offense better than anybody from his years on the Bills. Saquon has not looked good the past few years because of injuries. Honestly, Saquon, in my opinion, has not looked good since his rookie year. He just hasn't looked the same.
Yep, I agree.
He seems like he's lost a step, and I'm kind of concerned for Saquon and the rest of his career. That's for a different day, but
okay.
Saquon's past 2 seasons under Brian Dable, 4.2 yards per carry. That's not the best. I know the Giants' offensive line is absolutely terrible,
and
it didn't exactly get any better.
Yep.
But Singletary's 3 seasons under Brian Dable, now maybe with a better offensive line, but he had 4.71 yards per carry. Again, offensive line good? No. But Singletary has looked better, more efficient, more effective than Saquon Barkley the past 2 seasons, in my opinion. Devin Singletary is finally going to have his opportunity to be the true number 1 running back on a team without his coaches doubting him. It is his time to shine, baby. Yes, this is bold. This probably will not happen. But Singletary, I'm excited to see him finally get a shot. So let's hear those terrible ratings.
You're getting the 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean,
you're a big Saquon guy. That's fair.
I mean, I am, and you got to look at. You said his best season was his rookie year. The offensive line has gotten worse and worse each year. It's just, it's not even a flat line. It's a
death drop.
Yeah, it's a death drop.
Well, that's why this will be a true test for Devin Singletary, because the offensive line didn't get any better from last year.
Exactly, and that's why he's sticking at a 1. And he's just not what Saquon was his rookie year.
Yeah.
No, and he had a better offensive line at that time. So there's no way he's better than what Saquon was his rookie year.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to give you a 3 because I honestly like Devin Singletary, and I do agree. He's looked very good, even though he gets, I won't say hate, but he just gets disrespect from all the rankings and things like that. Because I like Singletary. I think he's a solid running back, but I agree with Cletus that I don't think, obviously we've talked about the Giants just aren't there.
No.
Well, the offensive line might as well not be there.
Yeah.
But I like Singletary. I like that he is back with Dayball. I think that does mean something for players, at least players with a coach like Dayball.
Yeah.
Someone that's going to make a difference. So I'll give you a 3, just because I could see him easily being a 1,000-yard rusher.
Yeah.
But but it also doesn't help that Malik Neighbors is there.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
going to draw some more attention from the run game over to the pass game because Giants haven't had
Yeah, they
a
could
Malik
help.
Neighbors type since Prime OBJ.
Yeah. What was that, 2017, 2018?
If not before that.
Daniel Jones never even played with OBJ.
No. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Daniel Jones hasn't had a weapon like Malik Neighbors.
Wow, that has been a terrible wide receiver.
Oh, it's been bad.
He had Kenneth Gainwell.
Or
Not Kenneth Gainwell.
Kenny Holiday?
Kenny
He
Golladay,
never
yeah.
even played on the
Kenny
Giants.
Golladay.
God.
Kenny Golladay.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't know. I think he'd get over 1,000, but to hit Saquon's marks when he was a rookie, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Not a chance.
I went bold.
Yeah, but I'm cheering for him if he does.
Yeah. Me too.
Well, on that note, I might as well do this one.
Yeah, Cody, what's your number 2?
Saquon Barkley.
Oh!
Yeah, baby. So, Saquon Barkley, obviously with the Eagles now. Great O-line. Kellen Moore offense, which I know he passes a lot, but we'll get to that. I think he's going to be top 2 running back in 2024.
Talking real life or fantasy? Or both?
That's where I'll say fantasy because I think he's going to score a lot and run a lot. But I think he could be top 3, 4 in real life pretty easily. So, reasoning for that, I think he's going to have easily 1,300 plus rush yards, 12 plus touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. I didn't even account any of his passing because the Eagles' pass game is strong with all their options there. So I don't think that's really going to be a lot of his game. But he's got a top 2 offensive line in the league this year. At least that's what they're being ranked right now, and I still believe it. They're still solid even after losing Jason Kelsey. They got Kellen Moore coming in, and Kellen Moore's been in the past, he's always been very pass heavy with the teams he's been. 2020 to like 22, I think he was with the Cowboys.
Yes.
And then 23 was Chargers.
Yep.
So always been pass happy. Never had a Saquon type running back. Just an absolute stud that the defense has to think about. Like he's always had to use air raid to attack defenses because he's had Herbert and all the weapons and Dak and all the weapons, and he had Zeke for his years in Dallas, which say what you want, but Ezekiel Elliott's never been like Saquon.
No.
He was good, but he's never been Saquon. And then in the Chargers, he had
Eckler, who basically
Eckler.
died, and
Yeah.
he was basically walking.
Yeah,
down the
nothing.
field.
So I think that with Kellen Moore there, with the option of Saquon in the backfield, that's going to unlock a whole new side of Kellen Moore offense. Because I think he's a very talented coach, and I think that he's so pumped probably to have someone like Saquon that'll draw the defense's attention. I've looked into what Kellen Moore's ran. Kellen Moore, whenever you're in an RPO type offense, whenever he runs RPO, he already runs like 75 or more % of the time. And now that he's got Saquon and all those weapons, A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, everyone outside, Jahan Dotson, just people to draw attention, I think they'll be able to do that and just open that up for Saquon to run it down the gut, and that offensive line just opening holes everywhere. I think Saquon's going to be top 2 fantasy, top 3, 4. Which is kind of a big jump back for him. I know he's still being drafted high, but he hasn't had a great year like that, and not a dominant year like I'm expecting.
Yeah. Cleanest to a Saquon guy. Go ahead.
I mean, with how many injuries he's had, I just
That
don't.
is the problem.
I just don't see him coming back. I mean, I'll give you a 5 just because of how good of a situation he is in.
Mm-hmm.
So if he does have any spark left, the Eagles will get it out of him. But oh god, there's so many good running backs.
There are
that
a
you could
lot
have
of good
this
running
year.
backs. Yep.
Yeah, it's like a toss-up. It's just what Saquon are you getting? Are you getting the injured one in MetLife or?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I believe this is gonna happen. There's been so much Saquon hype. I'll give this a 7.
Nice.
O-line, offense, weapons to draw attention away from him. You said it all, and I think it's all very true, and I think it could happen. I'm also the reason why it's not like a 8-9 is because I'm also just scared of what Saquon is now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's. To me, it kind of looks like he's lost a step. I don't know if that was just he's playing on the Giants.
I think it's
like,
the Giants.
Man, this sucks. Offensive line sucks.
Yeah.
Head coach is on the hot seat. Like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yep.
But I could see it happening. I could see a bounce back season.
And revenge season, too. I mean, I guess I'll say revenge season just because the way he got out of New York.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, was it ugly.
He stays in the division now.
Yeah, he stays in the division, so
Yeah.
that's, I don't know. That's why it's bold predictions, baby.
Yeah. Cletus, number 3?
All right, this is probably my boldest one.
Let's do it.
I think that the Chargers are going to get 4th place in the AFC West. Yeah, just because.
Okay.
I think Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, so we got Raiders.
Yeah, you got Raiders,
Chargers.
Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, all ahead of them. I think Bo Nix is going to have a good year. I think that he is going to be, if not 3rd, then 2nd best rookie quarterback this year.
Who'd you say it was? Bo
Nix.
I agree with that, actually.
And then if Gardner Minshew can play his Pro Bowl self, he has great weapons there.
He does.
Their defense is pretty. I'd say it's top 15.
Yeah.
And they just both those teams have better groups of like an actual better team than the Chargers. Everyone's
right.
just overhyping Justin Herbert,
Jim Harbaugh.
and Jim Harbaugh. That's who else do they got?
Not really that much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who's the other one in the AFC West?
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I don't even have to
It's
mention
going to be
them.
a runaway.
Yeah, the Andy Reid's going to carry them.
Bit of a runaway, pal.
Yeah, that'll be first
Yeah.
place. But yeah, I think that Jim Harbaugh is going to hold that L his first season in LA.
I agree with you, Cletus. I don't know why. Like, I understand why like people are high on the Bears. The Bears have good players.
Yeah, they have an amazing team this
Yeah,
year.
like good roster.
Yeah.
Now the coach isn't as good as Jim Harbaugh, but like you look at that Chargers roster and it's like, holy shit! Like these are the guys who are going to be starting on an NFL field, and like people are just all offseason riding Jim Harbaugh's dick. Like, oh man, this team might be a wild card team. Like, what the hell?
The amount of people that I see having them in 2nd place in that
Yes.
division, I can't believe.
It is ridiculous.
It's like I agree with you, Cletus. So I'm gonna give this an 8. So
Man, I'm getting good ratings.
yeah, I'm gonna give this.
Maybe
an
I
8.
should have gone bolder.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on these ones because yeah, like
I think I do, too.
I don't I need to see Jim Harbaugh last coached in the NFL like 10, 11 years ago. You know how much the NFL has changed in 10, 11 years?
And he's still a run the ball first guy, and
Yeah.
they have no offensive line.
Yeah.
You're
And
right.
they have no running backs.
Yeah, and who even is their running back?
Gus Edwards.
Gus.
Oh yeah,
J.K.
Okay,
Dobbins.
Gus Bus is a dog. He's on my fantasy team.
Yeah, but like if you had to rank like top starting running backs in the NFL, Gus isn't top 20.
no.
Let's
No.
see where his
J.K.
ADP
Dobbins is
is.
probably better than him actually.
He is, but he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins is actually talented.
ADP 31 for Gus Bus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like I don't know. I'm
J.K.
scared.
Dobbins is 47.
Oh my god.
People are high on this Chargers team, and I need to see it first before I believe it because I'm scared of the roster that they're going to be throwing out there week 1. So
Yeah, I unfortunately agree, too. I'd like to not agree to make conversation,
Yeah.
but, like, I don't understand it either. I love Jim Harbaugh. I think he's going to bring a whole new aura to that whole building just because he's so much better than what they've had in the past.
Oh my.
Brandon Staley.
Way better.
He's always right.
Yeah, but I do agree that I think they just need to build their team more, and I know he will in the future. But like, and I love Justin Herbert. I'm a big Herbert guy, but boy, the team. I actually like Gardner Minshew a lot for the Raiders. Their defense that the Raiders added on to, excuse me, to get
Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby.
That's
Scary.
deadly.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's scary. And Chiefs is
Herbert's
still
liable for an injury.
Yeah.
Go against him twice.
Herbert's already injured too.
Herbert's already
Nobody
got
talks
plantar
about
fascia
it.
problems.
Herbert gets injured just as much as Joe Burrow.
They don't
It is
Tyrod
bad.
Taylor him though.
No, stab him in the lungs.
So I'll give you like a 7 because I think that's very possible unless somehow I'm not giving you any higher because I think there could be some Jim Harbaugh magic
There could be.
that comes in just because it's Jim Harbaugh and everything he brings.
Maybe he'll
And Justin
turn-
Herbert might wake up and do something crazy and become like a. This is gonna be disrespectful, but I was gonna say like a C.J. Stroud of last year, and like bring
CJ
Not
Stroud
so-
had weapons, though.
I know, but they weren't. You
You
wouldn't know who Nico Collins is. Nico
Tank
Collins was
Dell,
hot
though.
before
Tank
Dell, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, he was good coming out. But,
Yeah.
like, Quentin Johnston's still over there. What if he, like, somehow comes to life? Like, we just don't know.
Yeah.
I
Catch
doubt
the
it.
ball first.
I know, I doubt it. But yeah, I mostly agree with that. I think that's very, very possible for them to go fourth in the AFC West and everyone to
Take a step up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody's just going to be like, oh.
yeah.
It's going to take a little bit longer than we thought.
Yeah.
Okay, my third one.
This one's my favorite.
Okay.
It's probably one of the boldest, and it's just I believe, whenever I scout, I believe in my guys. I
Yep.
scouted this guy 2 years ago, and I scouted him to be the running back 2 in the class. I scouted him to be above Jahmyr Gibbs,
Yep.
Devon Achane, Tajay Spears. I still think Bijan was better than him,
Yep.
but that guy, who I think is going to have 1,500 total yards from scrimmage this year, over 1,500 total yards from scrimmage this year, it's Chase Brown. Bengals running back Chase Brown is going to finish the season
Chase
with
Brown,
over
hype train.
1,500.
Is he even named the starter?
It's between him and Zach
I think
Moss.
Zach Moss is a starter right now.
I think that Chase Brown is going to win the job fairly easily.
I think he will too.
First of all, yeah, not worried about Zach Moss. I think he's just a guy. Yeah, he looked good in that Shane Steichen Colts offense because it's like a run-first offense. He made Jalen Hurts look good. He made all the running backs on the Eagles look good too whenever he was there. But as I said, Chase Brown was my guy for me. Loved watching him at Illinois. He played beside Tommy DeVito, actually. But so good, so shifty, so quick, explosive. I loved watching him, and Joe Mixon was the guy last year, and he was the workhorse, and Chase Brown didn't really get his shot until the end of the season, but I said going into last season, I thought that he was better and more explosive than Joe Mixon before last year. Obviously, he wasn't going to get that shot. Joe Mixon was the entrenched starter, but the stats kind of ended up showing that. In rushing, on 257 carries, Joe Mixon had 8 rushes of 15-plus yards. Chase Brown on just 44 carries, he had half amount of rushes, 15-plus yards. He had 4 rushes on 44 carries of 15-plus yards.
Damn.
Joe Mixon had so yards after contact per attempt. So whenever you get hit, how many yards do you gain after that?
Yep.
Joe Mixon 2.51 yards after contact per attempt. Chase Brown 3.27. Elusive rating, which is something that a PFF signature stat measuring success and impact of a runner with the ball independently of the blocking. So Joe Mixon last year, they rated him 39.0, Chase Brown 84.6. Receiving wise, we'll even talk a little bit about that. Mixon last year, 7.2 yards per reception. Chase Brown 11.1 yards per reception. Joe Mixon, yards after catch per reception, 9.3 yards. Chase Brown 13.7 yards after catch per reception. He ran for over 1,600 yards at Illinois his senior year, which I said beside Tommy DeVito. 1,600 yards in 12 games. At 209 pounds, this guy runs a 4.43 40-yard dash, and he has a 40-inch vertical. This guy is explosive as hell. I thought he was so good coming out of college. I was so bummed that he dropped to the 5th round, mostly because he had a terrible Senior Bowl, and then he dropped. But he had a good combine and kind of regained some stock. But 5th-round running back, Kyron Williams last year was my guy who sat out all of his rookie year. This guy's not like Kyron Williams, but as far as like situation-wise, it's kind of similar. But not at all the same running back as Kyron Williams. But Chase Brown, my guy for me. I still believe in him, and I think that he's going to beat out Zach Moss and have 1,500 yards from scrimmage this year. So that is rushing plus receiving. But I believe in Chase Brown.
Damn.
If you could have chosen a lower number.
You could have.
0.
Because they're still, like, considering it anybody's, like, RB1 spot. So I think that they're still going to give Zach Moss a good run for the, like, I bet you it's going to be Chase Brown and Zach Moss, like, 60-40 split for at least, like, the first 4 weeks. So for him to get that many yards with that many games lost, splitting the backfield, no. No.
So is it a 0?
No, I'll give you a 3.
All
just because
right.
I think he is he is a good running back, but I don't think the Bengals will know that until it's too late.
That's fair. Cody?
It's his number. 1,500.
I know, that is the tough part. That's what's getting
high.
me.
That's high.
I got to decide, how bold do I want to be
If you
with
would
your
have said
rating?
like 1,200, I'd be like, yeah, 7. But 1,500.
Yeah, 1,500. Think he's gonna have a big breakout season.
You know what? 7.
All right, you're buying in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I've seen enough of Zach Moss.
Yeah.
I like Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, who knows if the Bengals will?
Yeah.
But I
It's
do.
for the fan
I
to
do like
decide.
Chase. I do like Chase Brown a lot. So I'm just gonna say 7 to be hopeful with you, because I hope I could see it. Because Bengals offense is gonna look a little different. Like they still have the same coordinator. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Wait, no. Oh, well, Zach Taylor calls the plays, but
Yeah,
no,
right, true.
coordinator went to Tennessee.
Yeah, coordinator went to Tennessee.
Got
That's
him.
what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to try to take. They might take a little bit more off Joe Burrow
I hope.
just to try to save him.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's true.
So,
hope so.
They might just start throwing it onto the running backs, and Chase Brown's going to run away with it, because I think he could be better than Zach Moss quickly if he's not already.
But
Yeah.
this is also their
This
last
is
year with
also-
T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also
So,
the Bengals. So
yeah,
who knows?
they love air raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe they'll pass it to him.
Yeah. Which I guess would
they
help
did.
with
They
the
did.
yards.
They did pass to Joe Mixon a lot.
Yeah,
so.
They did. They
Yeah.
did do a lot of that.
Yeah.
I like it, though. I like that one. All right, I have a little deeper bold prediction.
All right.
Cletus, you probably know this guy. Ben Sinnott,
Mm.
tight end for the Commanders.
Oh.
Yeah,
Second rounder.
second round pick, tight end. And he was ranked by like everyone as like number 6 or 7 tight end, which is bullshit. I think he's gonna. This isn't as crazy. I think right now he's being like ADP wise. I'm gonna talk about his actual fantasy or real life finish, but ADP wise in fantasy, he's like being disrespected at like tight end 25
Yeah.
or like 29 or something like that. I think he's easily gonna sneak into the top 16 tight ends this year. That range is like Freiermuth, Dalton Schultz, those type of range. So I think he's gonna come in a big way in that Commanders offense that now has Jaden Daniels behind it. And then there's not really a whole lot of weapons outside of him. There's Scary Terry. Sure, he's a dog. Zach Ertz right now is ahead of him.
That won't happen.
That won't last.
No.
Not with how crazy Ben Sinnott is, how awesome he is. And then, Olamide Zacchaeus
Yep.
is there. And then
De'Ami Brown.
De'Ami Brown and a whole bunch of who's.
Yep.
So-
Jameson Crowder's somehow still there.
Yeah, Jameson Crowder is there. That's who I was trying to think of. But, yeah, so I think he'll get ahead of Zach Ertz real quick in the depth chart. And then he's going to be used, even before he's completely ahead of Zach Ertz, I think he's going to be used for the more important downs. Because he came out as a reliable pass catcher, jack of all trades, and just a big, yards after catch machine, too. Like, he's a strong player. He plays bigger than he is. He's like 6'4", 250. And he plays bigger. You would think he's 6'6", 6'7" out there. Yeah, so I think he's going to be number 6 tight end. Or, sorry, 6, no. No. Top 16 tight end,
Yeah.
450-plus yards, catch yards, and 5-plus touchdowns. That's where it gets scary. But I think he's going to get 5-plus tuds. Last year at K-State, he was 49, 676, and 6 was his stat line. He was used a lot. And being that he was a second-round pick for them, that means a lot to me because that means they love
trust
the guy.
him.
Yeah. He was the second tight end off the board, so they saw what we were seeing. Like he's clearly better than everyone except for Brock Bowers.
Yeah, us draft brothers called it right. Give us our
Yeah.
respect. We said it before the draft
Yeah.
even started.
Ben Sinnott out of Kansas State. You can go ahead and give
Yep,
us.
tight end 5 should be tight end 2 of this class. 100%. Jack of all trades, master of none. We went over that too in the tight ends episode, but he's just good at everything. Not incredible at any one thing, but good at everything. Blocking, catching ability, yak, he does a lot of it. Second pick tight end in the second round.
As it should have
That's
been.
pretty high, yeah. So I think he's gonna have a big year, relatively.
Yeah.
For where he was drafted. And
How
what
many
he does.
yards did you say?
450 plus.
I'm gonna
And
give you a
5
9.
Me too.
Just,
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
I mean, Zach Ertz, he's done. He's seen his best days.
Yeah.
His best days were his last year with the Eagles and his first year with
Cardinals.
the Cardinals.
Yep.
Ever since then, he's been ass. And I bet you he'll have the tight end 1 job by week 3.
I think so too.
And
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels doesn't really have any other weapons other than Scary Terry. So unless Jaden just plans on running the entire time, he's going to pass it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much he targeted his tight end in college, but
I don't really know either.
He had Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors, so he didn't
So
have to
he
use it.
didn't need to.
yeah. But hey, maybe he'll learn.
I could see Ben Sinnott getting into a more physical Freiermuth role.
I could see him with
Like
the lack.
mid. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the mid, I'll call it mid-range, but
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. Like
Intermediate
throws
Yeah.
where Jaden Daniels might be rolling out and then be like, oh, I got freaking huge Ben Sinnott right there. Let's
Yeah.
throw it here and Ben Sinnott will turn. Like that'll be a 6-yard pass and Ben Sinnott will run for another 6 to 10 or more yards just barreling. He's a very athletic for his size and
Very.
I think he could be a real good player in that. And I think he's got some blocking ability too.
He's a former fullback.
Yeah, so that's right. He lined up in the backfield and stuff in college too.
Yeah.
That won't happen here probably,
No.
but
Yeah, I could see him running a lot of, drag routes where you
Yeah.
come out in front of the offensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet you he'd
exactly,
do
yeah.
that because Jaden Daniels will roll out probably 40% of the time.
yeah, I think so too. He'll be on the
And
move.
he'd need someone to dump it off to.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may as well give it to a giant man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm all in on this one too. I'm gonna give it a 9 as well. I believe in the talent of Ben Sinnott,
I do,
and
too.
I believe in the lack of talent on this receiver core.
Yep.
Besides Terry McLaurin, like you guys said, like
Mm-hmm.
you can't just keep playing Zach Ertz. He's not gonna get you anything. If you want to develop your future, maybe Pro Bowl, maybe not Pro Bowl this year, but like
yeah,
Pro Bowl.
definitely future.
Yeah,
I mean,
future,
they drafted in the second round.
Yeah,
for a
they
reason.
believe in him.
Yeah.
Like I believe in him. I think that he should be the number 2 target on this team, and it
I
shouldn't
think
even be
so,
close.
too. No, it shouldn't
Like
be.
I think throw him in the slot. This guy's athletic enough to like make him just a big slot because he can get yards after the catch. Like give him some drag routes, get him
Yep.
the ball in his hands, and let him go to work.
Yeah,
So I believe in this.
I could see him getting 550 and 6.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
yeah.
I could too.
Yeah.
I just really like Brian Robinson back there too. That's why I didn't go any more touchdowns, is because he's a pretty good guy getting touchdowns back in the backfield. But
Just the receiver core.
The receiver core's
the,
gross.
The pass catchers reminds me a lot of Lions last year. Whenever Sam Laporta went in there, it's like it's Amon-Ra and nobody else.
Yep.
It's Terry McLaurin
that's
and nobody else.
yeah, that's a good point. That's really accurate. I should have been bolder. Yeah.
All right, let's.
Let's get into this trash talker draft. So we're gonna all take turns drafting our team of all-time players from any sport who are known to be some of the best trash talkers of all time. 3-round snake draft in honor of Noah Lyles' history of talking shit on some of the best American sports.
Yeah, he does like to do that.
He does like to do that. Which,
Basketball, football.
Yeah. Oh well, let him do his thing.
All right, who's gonna go first between you two?
I like Cletus too.
Okay.
We can
All
do
right. One of one. Easiest pick of my life, Larry Bird.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Yeah.
Everyone who played against him
Yeah.
said that he was the best trash talker of all time.
That's a good pick.
Undisputed.
That's a good pick.
I'm gonna go with a football player here,
Okay.
And this guy he might not be one of the best of all time, but as of right now, he's one of the best in the game right now. He pisses everybody off that he plays against.
Don't take one of my picks.
It's C.J. Gardner-Johnson. That was your pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was going to be one of them.
C.J.
Yeah.
Gardner-Johnson. Dude's an absolute menace.
Oh, he's a menace.
Last
Yeah.
year on the Lions, which he spent like 2 games on because he was injured all year. He came in for the playoff game against the Buccaneers, picked off Baker Mayfield, ran the ball back to him.
Talked mad shit the
and
whole time.
gave the ball to Baker Mayfield before he ran to his sideline. I was like, oh, that's just pure menace mentality. Like, here's the interception you threw to me, you dumbass.
Yeah. He's
Like,
been that way his whole career.
Oh,
He's
yeah. Like,
awesome.
He even
yeah.
picks fights with his own teammates. Like, he forced his way out of New Orleans because he was,
Yep.
like, such a dumbass and
Yeah.
terrible in the locker room. But now he's back on the Eagles and will probably
Yeah.
play a big role. But, yeah, CJ GJ is unlike anybody
That's
else.
a good
Yeah.
pick. I got a couple here. I think I'm just going to take a basketball duo.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And then on the way back, I don't know how much this guy trash talk, but I'm going to assume a lot, whether it be in his gambling golf game or on the court. I'm going to take MJ.
MJ did a lot.
Yeah, that's
That was
kind of
a
what
good
I
pick.
thought. Yeah.
That was
So
my
I got
next. That
Kobe
was my
and
next
MJ.
basketball pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe's confidence was just
Oh,
off the
my.
charts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them both.
All right, I'm going to go with a basketball player who also plays right now, who everybody in the league hates.
Yeah.
Played at Oregon.
Yeah.
His name is Dylan Brooks.
Yep.
Dude is a dumbass with
Yeah.
his trash talking, actually,
is.
because he
He's electric.
He talks out his ass.
Yeah.
He talks himself up that then he can't even live up to it. But he's trash talking LeBron James, trash talking some of the best players in the league, pissing off everybody.
like everybody's always in his face. He's causing problems on his teams. So like Dylan Brooks is definitely one of the trash talkers like of basketball right now because everybody hates him.
I honestly can't believe this guy got back to me.
Oh no.
Give me Conor McGregor.
Okay,
I mean, come
that's
on.
Solid, yeah.
Best in his sport at it.
Didn't think about that. Yeah.
You understand every third word he says, but you know it's offensive.
Yeah. Yep.
You know it's offensive.
He literally was fighting, I think it was Khabib, broke his leg, was sitting against the cage, getting an interview from Joe Rogan, and he was talking shit to him the entire time, like, I'd you up any day.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a great one.
And he
actually.
threw
That's
a chair
good.
into the bus the one time.
Yep, I remember that. Yeah.
He's just unhinged.
I love that pick.
All right, Cletus, one
You
more.
got another one.
Oh, I got another one. I got two funny ones.
We could go. I mean, there's only 3 of us here. We could go 4 rounds if you guys want.
You guys want to go
Yeah,
3 or
let's-
4 rounds?
I don't know if I got many more, but I can figure
I
it
know.
out.
I've been thinking about it in my head. I'm ready.
All right, we'll just go with the third. Give me Jaren Duran.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not to players,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
pretty good smack talk. If it gets you suspended, that's
That
how you know
is-
you did a good job.
that is pretty good.
That was pretty good.
That's
I'm gonna go
real good.
back to the football field. Just because we can't really talk any further on the Jaren Duran subject. We don't
Yeah,
wanna
let's
get
leave
canceled.
that.
Well, but I'm gonna go back to the football field. This guy's retired. He seems like he's a guy who's got a ton of kids, and he like never really swears on the field. Well,
Okay.
But he just like is always up in your face with that Western accent. Give me Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw there's so many
Yes.
funny mic'd up clips of him getting in dudes' faces who are like
so
300
good.
pounds, like yelling their numbers and stuff, and then he like the ref comes up and he's like, "No, he was talking to me first, ref." Yeah, I love watching Phillip Rivers mic'd up moments really best.
I think one of my favorites is whenever he throws, what was it, where he's yelling, 98-yard touchdown! And it's just like marching away. It's just like so funny, man. He's so good. Pisses so many people off.
Yeah.
All right, well, I got one that you guys probably aren't going to think of, and I hope I'm saying the right one, because there's a couple that I can pick here. Tennis player.
Okay.
Novak
Yep.
Djokovic.
Yep. I know exactly who you're talking
Novak
about.
Djokovic. Yeah. I think he's an absolute dog and a menace,
He is a
on
menace.
the tennis court. All right, now my last pick. Let me think of one here. I think I'm going to go in the football world. I'm going to take Pac-Man Jones.
That's a good one.
Adam
No,
Pac-Man
that's a
Jones.
really
yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
He's an absolute menace. There's stories of him just trash talking like whole teams as they come out of the tunnels. And he's just shit talking everyone running by
Was that-
before the game.
Is that how he got his name, like Pac-Man? Cause he's
I honestly
like,
don't know.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Like maybe because his
maybe.
mouth is
Yeah.
always going.
Yeah, maybe. He was
I
an
believe
absolute
that.
menace.
Yeah, I believe that.
True NFL vet corner. Yeah.
All right,
That's a
I'm
good
gonna go to
pick. Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna go to a
like that one.
sport that nobody really watches,
Yes.
except
Everybody saw this highlight.
Okay.
Pete Weber, PBA bowler. You
Oh.
don't know, you don't know
Yes,
who you are.
yes,
I
yes.
am.
Yes. Oh, that's
After
so
winning
good.
he won.
Yeah.
He said it to a
PBA
12-year-old.
Yeah.
Amazing. Pete Weber, I don't know anything about you, but I saw that
What a
clip and I was like,
dog.
what a
Yeah.
badass.
What
The
a
clip
dog,
went
dude.
viral. You don't
Yeah.
know who you are. I am.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, there's a lot of people I'm thinking of here. I mean, you left me Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Uh-huh.
a good one. Prime time.
You left me Lawrence Taylor.
Yep, that's a good one.
I'm going to stick in the football world, though.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to love this one. Give me Jerry Jones.
Hell yes!
Talking shit on all the GMs.
On everybody, yeah.
That's a great one.
He successfully talks shit on literally everybody.
Yep.
He's like, no one can do what I'm
Yep.
doing right now.
That's right.
Seriously.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. That is a great
That's a
one.
great pick. That was a good draft.
That was a really good
That
draft.
was a good draft. We could run that one back.
Seriously,
There's
yeah.
enough
There's
people
so
out there,
many
yeah.
good trash talkers in the world of sports. All like from every sport. Like
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
Paul talks so much shit. He's so annoying,
Yeah.
but he talks a lot of
Yeah,
shit.
we only picked one MMA fighter, and
Yeah.
there are so many of them.
Yeah, I
Like, we
just
didn't
don't
even
know
choose
them.
John Jones.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't choose Sean Strickland.
Oh, I love Sean
He-
Yeah.
Menace.
He's... Well, if we said some of the things he said...
Yeah. Yeah. I even like, what's his nuts? Newer fighter that isn't...
Bo Nickel.
No. Tall, lanky, tatted, colorful hair.
Oh,
6'9".
no, he's not that
No.
tall. He's just tall for his division. Just had it. Yep, he has the belt. Oh my goodness.
I know. It's driving me nuts.
Tall, tattooed MMA.
He's got a nickname.
Sugar Sean.
Sugar Sean O'Malley.
That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
He talks some good shit too. I love Sugar Sean O'Malley.
Oh, there were still the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
There's some good ones. That was a good
Apollo
draft.
Creed, if you want to go movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, Nate Diaz would have been easily the one of one. I can't believe I didn't take him because
He would have been up
He
there.
talks shit to people on the street. Like he'll literally just be walking around Boston, just see some random guy he's never seen before, like, "Who the hell are you? What do you think you're doing in my street?" He'll just pick a fight.
That's
Fighters
awesome.
are like other animals.
They are.
If you want to if you're in a sport that requires you to get your face beat in and beat other guys' faces in, you have
Yeah.
to be a
Oh,
menace.
yeah. Overly confident.
And Nate Diaz was known as a bleeder, like
A bleeder.
with
Bad.
it,
Yeah, real bad.
like worse than anyone,
Yeah.
damn near in UFC of all time. Like after his 5-round fight, against Conor, the entire octagon was red.
I remember seeing
the
that,
entire
yeah.
octagon was red.
Crazy.
They gotta put Vaseline all
You'd
over
think
his
he got
face.
shot. You would think he got shot.
Yeah, he was everywhere. I think it was mostly his face, like his
Yeah.
eyebrow.
He was everywhere.
eyebrows
His
were
one eyebrow,
yeah.
and then both. His nose was terrible. His
Bad.
nose gets broke every time.
He was everywhere.
He was everywhere.
Pieces of him all over the mat.
Uh,
Cum, sweat, blood. It's all over
Yeah.
the mat.
All right, let's
all right. Yeah, let's
finish
dive
it up
into
with
some.
apparently.
Dive
We're
into
gonna
some
piss.
apparently.
All right, there's some good apparentlys in here.
Yeah, we'll start out with some depth charts, huh?
Yeah.
Depth charts are shaping up.
Do you want me to read them?
Go
Want me
for
to read
it.
them
Yeah,
so
let's
you
talk
can
about
take a
depth
little
charts.
break? Yeah. All right. Patriots head coach Gerard Mayo acknowledged that first round rookies. Oh my gosh, why did I type like that? First round rookie Drake May outplayed Jacoby Brissett the past few weeks, but Mayo also said he's wary of the horror stories of rookie QBs getting thrown to the wolves. Chad Graff of The Athletic reports.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair, and he should be wary of that. If they have any smarts at all, now who knows? The fans won't want it, but I
Right.
think Jacoby should be starting.
With the lack of help that's on that team, why would you want to?
Don't throw Drake May out
No.
there. He's
We've
got
seen-
no offensive
yeah.
line. It's just not a great situation.
There's so many rookie QBs where it fails because they're thrown to the wolves. It almost failed with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
It failed with Zach Wilson.
Yep.
Justin Fields failed. There's so
People are just too impatient anymore.
Yeah,
Coaches
seriously.
included, not just fans. Coaches included just want to get their guys out there, and they might be even getting pressure from the owners
yeah.
and all
Exactly.
that. Yeah, so it's kind of, I don't know. I think Drake May will be good. I'm in that camp of
Yeah.
I think he's going to end up being a good QB. But I would like to see Jacoby play this year.
Now, I agree with you there. More Patriots rumors about their second-round rookie wide receiver, Jalen Polk. He's been a regular presence on the first-team offense at practice since last week.
Duh.
Yeah.
I mean, high pick wide receiver.
Yeah.
They got no one there.
Yeah.
Not really, especially Kendrick Bourne's hurt.
Yeah.
So that's
Mario Douglas.
Demario Douglas.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
KJ Osborne. He shouldn't be starting.
Right.
So, yeah, this makes sense.
And yeah, but anything I've seen too, I mean, he has looked good. Jalen Polk's looked good.
Yeah.
We're
And I
talking
think
about
he'll be
dog
solid.
shit.
Polk, yeah.
Patriots.
And more about the Patriots. This one really surprised me. Tyquan Thornton, who Evan Lazar of the Patriots official site projects to make the team's 53-man roster, has been running with the New England's top offense this summer when available. And barring anything unforeseen, Tyquan Thornton will start the season as the Patriots' top receiver, playing the X receiver position per Mike Rice and Taylor Kyles.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
That was one of the more surprising things. I don't know. He must somehow look really good though. But also that room is really gross.
That's
probably more what it is.
That's what we should be taking away from this is that, man, this Patriots wide receiver core is absolutely ass.
Yeah,
and then if you look at the rest of the team, you'll be like, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, he seems like the level of starter they should have a wide receiver.
Yeah.
His whole career has just been surprising to me. He shouldn't have been a second-round pick.
No.
And then he was terrible the first 2 years, and now apparently he looks good. But I don't believe it.
No.
We'll see.
It's just gross in there.
Yeah, it's just going to be a gross offense all the way around.
Yep.
Third-round rookie wide receiver Jalen McMillan, actually teammate of Jalen Polks in Washington, now on Tampa Bay, is expected to be the third receiver for the Buccaneers this season per Jenna Lane of ESPN.com.
That's kind of surprising, but I mean, I honestly don't remember who else they had there behind them. Too.
Russell Gage.
Well, he's not. No,
he was there.
Yeah, he was at one point. Trey Palmer. Was there 3. He was a fifth-round rookie from last year and didn't work. I mean, this makes sense. Third-round rookie.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's it makes sense that he'll slot in right there.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense with like who we're saying who was behind those top 2 guys there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Russell Gage, didn't he get cut?
Yes, he did.
Yep.
We'll talk about cuts on the next
Poor
episode.
guy.
There's a lot of
Poor
cuts
guy.
that happen. Speaking of third-round rookies, the Commanders' third-round rookie, Luke McCaffrey, even after the Commanders traded away Jahan Dotson to the Eagles, McCaffrey still hasn't emerged as an obvious top 4 wide receiver to open the season for Washington, per John Keim of ESPN.com.
As expected.
It sounds like De'Ami Brown and Olamide Zaccheaus are pushing for playing time behind McLaurin, and even the slot position might be held down by Jamison Crowder. Which
that's honestly kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people are probably hyping Luke McCaffrey because it's McCaffrey, which I get.
We haven't been.
Yeah, but I kind of not overly surprised by this. I think he'll get there.
Yeah.
He'll develop. I think he had a lot of developing to do yet.
Yes.
But once he does, I think he'll definitely get above like people like De'Ami Brown and Jamison Crowder. Zaccheaus has proven something in the past.
He's got history with Dan Quinn from the Falcons.
Yeah.
Back whenever Dan Quinn was the head coach there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey also just hasn't played wide receiver too long because he was the quarterback.
Yeah.
He was quarterback in college until like his senior year.
Mick
talked about it on one of our pods. Yeah. So, this doesn't really surprise me, but with the lack of talent there, that at the same time does surprise me.
Right, yep.
Former first-round left tackle of the Jets, Mekhi Becton, is projected to be the starter at right guard for the Eagles. Cody and I talked about this off-air a few days ago. Remember, this was announced, and this Eagles offensive line is absolutely insane.
It's a problem.
It's insane how much talent they have and how much they fell apart last year.
Yes.
Eagles are legit Super Bowl contenders.
Absolutely.
They should be.
Yeah.
If Sirianni can get his head out of his ass.
Yeah, well.
Cowboys third rounder Cooper Beebe has been seeing the majority of first team reps at center lately in camp. Nick Harris of DallasCowboys.com reports. Yeah, this was kind of Cowboys were weak at left tackle and center, and Cooper Beebe, he played like 4 positions in college at Kansas State, and one of them was center, so it was kind of expected that he was going to take over there. And the Cowboys are really good at drafting offensive linemen, like Tyron Smith, not Tyler Smith. Wait, no, he's on the Chiefs. Travis Frederick and guys like that, Zach Martin, all those guys, they've been really good at drafting offensive linemen, so I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper Beebe.
Yeah, you're right with Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith,
Zach Martin.
Did we mention that Dalvin Cook signed with them?
Yeah, Dalvin Cook did sign with them. It's starting out on the practice squad, but he should be elevated because it's a bad running back room.
Bad.
He's pretty much starting out as running back 2.
Yeah, basically.
Right now they have him 3
behind
Dowdle.
Oh, he's ahead of Deuce now?
He's ahead of the Deuce.
The disrespect for Deuce.
Yeah.
All right,
Too short.
Undrafted free agent cornerback Beanie Bishop Jr. out of WVU has secured starting slot corner position for the Steelers amid Cam Sutton's suspension. Finally, Mike Tomlin listening to me. You guys, I like Beanie Bishop. He's small, but he's always played on the outside. He at the combine, or he didn't even go to the combine, but at the Senior Bowl or wherever he went, he was 5'9". I don't know. He was 5'9", 173, which is small. The only outside corners that are that small and stay playing on the outside is I think Darius Williams is small. But Beanie Bishop, he's quick. Dude he's like glue.
he just looks like an annoying fly flying around the receivers. The tape of him that I watched. So I hope Beanie Bishop can make the roster because I think that maybe even he would be better than Dante Jackson. Put Dante Jackson in the damn slot.
Yep.
But I want Beanie Bishop on the outside. I said that I think Beanie Bishop should be starting on this team. Put Dante Jackson in the slot. I'll say it again.
Yes.
Put Beanie Bishop on the outside. This guy's talented. Dante Jackson will be better in the slot. But thank you, Mike Tomlin, for putting him in the starting lineup. This guy is good.
Sweet. I like to hear it.
Yeah. Now
I hope he is.
Some not like it's like unofficial injury hopes and fears. These aren't like official updates. These are just what we've been hearing. Patriots head coach Gerard Mayo downplayed quarterback Jacoby Brissett's shoulder injury after the Week 3 preseason game, saying that Brissett, quote, would have been able to continue if it had been a regular season game, per ESPN.com's Mike Rice.
Okay, yeah, that was interesting when I heard that because I was actually really worried because, like I said earlier, I'm in the camp of I hope Jacoby plays and plays the game. So hopefully he gets healthy. I think that'd be best for Drake May in the long run.
Yeah. And now everybody, Drake May looked good in Week 3, and as we've been talking about all show, like, relax on preseason.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. These guys are all backups. Some of them are going to be selling cars here in a few weeks. Titans head coach Brian Callahan said that the team expects wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who suffered a knee injury, to return in time for the regular season opener. This has been up in the air.
Yeah.
He'll be like wide receiver 4 anyways.
No,
he's nothing anymore.
He should be 1 over Calvin Ridley.
Yeah,
Well,
he should
Tyler
be.
Boyd should be 1, shouldn't he?
Yes, Tyler Boyd and Calvin Ridley. Both should be 1.
Okay, there you have it.
But how old is he now? Like 30, 31?
No, he's like 34. I'm going to have to
Oh
guess.
my
He
god,
ain't
and you think he should be
34.
You think he should be wide receiver 1?
I guarantee he's no younger than 33.
32.
Oh, I was wrong. Terrible guarantee.
Gonna
It's a
say,
King Crop
dude,
guarantee.
he ain't that old.
I thought he was older. He feels old.
He is old.
He looks old.
He ain't wide receiver 1.
Let's get some latest updates on DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
This is good.
Playing like sheet.
Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, I
Let me
think-
see.
This team
It still
needs
says
DeAndre
they're
Hopkins,
hoping.
though. Okay. Yeah, I mean...
It's up in the air. It remains up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he is a veteran, and he doesn't exactly need this time to practice, but still, like, conditioning-wise, this would be helpful
You
time.
need that in old age.
Otherwise, you get hurt again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was diagnosed with a strained knee and was given 4 to 6 week timetable to return. As of today, Wednesday the 28th of August, that would make 4 weeks in his recovery.
Today would.
Yeah. So
That's going to be
there's a
cutting it
chance.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on how he feels.
Colts head coach Shane Steichen said he's hopeful that wide receiver Josh Downs, who suffered an ankle injury, will be available for the start of the regular season, but his timeline for a return is still unclear, per James Boyd of The Athletic.
That'd be good for them. Josh Downs flashed last year.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get AR back and he's just slinging that thing all over the field, I think he's a solid player.
Josh Downs is a very, very good slot receiver,
Yeah.
and he proved that last year, even as a rookie. And
Oh, yeah.
You don't want Alec Pierce starting, if at all you can help, because he hasn't proven anything yet. Josh Downs has.
This just means AD Mitchell time.
Maybe.
Even more AD Mitchell time. He was already going to start. But
Yeah. This one's important. This is good news, though.
Yeah.
Lions head coach Dan Campbell appears optimistic that right tackle Penei Sewell, who suffered an ankle injury, will be good to go for Week 1.
Yeah, let's go. I hope so. Penei Sewell's a dog, and they need him on that.
Best right tackle in football.
Yes,
Yeah.
easily.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Hawaiian?
incredible.
He's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
He's my guy.
Let's go,
That's
Oos.
his guy? Yeah.
Come on, Oos. Heal up.
Oos. Is that his
Oos.
nickname?
No, that's what they call Hawaiians.
Oh.
Or
Oos.
Samoans. Oos. Ooses.
I don't.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm just curious. I wonder what Penei Sewell's real name is, because it's got to be something.
It's probably something really
wild.
long. Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah. Penei
I hope
Sewell,
so. If not, I might be
real
kind of
name.
disappointed.
Let's see here.
He's a dog, though. They like
No?
let him outside.
It's only Penei Sewell?
He probably has a bunch of middle names though.
Probably does.
Probably Penne Pasta Sewell.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good right now.
That does.
All right.
Penny Pos-
Yeah. Some trade rumors. So the Steelers are among multiple teams that are rumored to be considering trading for Texas wide receiver John Mechie per Schultz report.
I wouldn't hate it.
He beat a wide receiver too.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't hate it. He's better than a couple of guys we got.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not really who I'd want to sign, but
no, but he should be cheap.
yeah, he should be cheap.
We'd have 2 players that are the third fighting for wide receiver 2.
Nice, Calvin Austin the third.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see this happening, especially if the Ayuk trade falls through and
Which
he
I
just-
hope doesn't.
Yeah.
We won't get into that.
We'll,
but
talk,
good.
we'll mention it here a little bit later.
Yeah.
Edge Hassan Reddick, who's been complaining about a contract with the Jets, he could still suit up for them in week one
yeah,
against the 49ers. I guess it
He
depends
still
on how
could.
he feels.
Yeah, sure, he still could.
Depends on how he feels,
He's
I
still
guess.
able.
But also, in an attempt to improve their pass rush, the Buccaneers and the Bears could both maybe be targeting Hassan Reddick via trade if the Jets can't work something out.
Bears don't
contract-wise.
need him, do they?
The Bears need him bad.
They need him because they got rid of Roquan last
Bears?
year. Right?
Bears?
Yeah, the Bears.
You
Roquan
think-
Smith.
I guess that was like 2 years
Yeah, that was
ago.
like 2 years, but I mean,
Yeah,
they weren't
yeah.
good last year because they didn't
No.
have him.
It was literally,
That's what I'm
because Montez Sweat came in at like week 8, and he still
Yeah.
led the team in sacks.
Yeah.
And they didn't add anybody at
No.
all. They
No.
added a 5th rounder named Austin Booker, but I was never
That's
impressed
not.
with
Yeah,
him.
that's not a Hassan Reddick. So
Yeah, honestly, the Bears need him bad.
Yeah.
So here's more about Leonard Floyd and Yetur Gross Matos. So because they both suffered knee sprains in the same game, like at the same time, this might prompt the 49ers to seek a trade to bolster the defensive line. So maybe they go get Hassan Reddick. I doubt it. I don't think they did. They're already spending a ton of money on Bosa.
yeah,
I don't think they can pay Reddick too.
probably not.
Yeah. But they might go
That'd
get
be
someone.
exciting.
Yeah. Vikings are considering trading safety Lewis Seen, linebacker Brian Asamoah, and edge Patrick Jones II to bolster their 2025 draft capital because right now they only have 3 2025 draft picks because they did that whole thing trading
Yeah.
for trading up with the Texans.
So
and,
dumb.
Yeah, and also trading up again for Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, so these guys are guys you've never heard of. Lewis Seen was a first-round pick 2 years ago. Brian Asamoah was a third-round pick 2 years ago. Patrick Jones II was a third-round pick 3 years ago. This team, they can't draft defense, I guess, because
Guess
these guys
not.
have all been
Yeah.
terrible.
Guess
So some possible future contracts or trade values. So this was, we already announced this. Dalvin Cook signed with the Cowboys practice squad to start out. He's probably going to be elevated pretty
Yeah,
fast.
he'll
as
be
we
moved
mentioned.
up pretty quick.
49ers left tackle Trent Williams plans to continue his holdout until his contract is addressed, putting his week 1 availability into question, per Jeremy Fowler of the ESPN.com. Yeah, Trent Williams doesn't sound like a guy who's like, yeah, I might still play even though I'm mad at you guys. He sounds like, yeah, no, I'm not playing until you pay me.
Probably a Chris Jones situation.
Yeah.
I mean, like Chiefs had to pay Chris Jones. He's too good. Niners are going to have to pay him, Trent Williams. You cannot lose a Trent Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys you pay for.
Without Trent Williams, their offensive line does not look good.
No.
They are hanging on. They're
Trent
being
Williams,
drugged by Trent Williams.
He's the straw that stirs the drink.
He is. That's beautiful.
And he's the cup. And he's the drink.
Yeah.
And the straw.
And he carries the boombox on the way out of the
He
tunnel.
really does. Yeah.
He's a huge part of the team.
Yeah. Brandon Ayuk and the 49ers have agreed on the first 3 years of a possible contract extension, although Ayuk wants the team to make an adjustment to the non-guaranteed 4th year of the deal. 49ers GM John Lynch said Thursday that he has no update on Ayuk, but remains in contract talks with a wide receiver, per Eric Branch of the San Francisco Chronicle. And the Steelers apparently are still eyeing a trade for Brandon Ayuk amid contract talks, according to Mike Silver. And the Commanders, after the trade of Jahan Dawson to the Eagles, I think the Commanders are now back in the mix for acquiring Ayuk, although the Steelers are still currently the favorites. But honestly, whenever I saw that about Dotson being traded from the Commanders to the Eagles, it's like, oh.
Yeah,
do
it's
they, like,
interesting.
I know that they don't like Jahan Dotson, but does this mean that they're kind of trying to clear up some room on the roster to go get Ayuk? Like, I could honestly see it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, Ayuk and Jaden Daniels have been together all offseason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it makes sense, for sure.
they're good buddies.
They are good buddies.
Some hype trains.
Stay in 49er land, buddy. I don't
Yeah.
want you on the Steelers. I'm tired of your ass.
Tired of your ass. He's annoying.
Yeah.
Falcons head coach Raheem Morris said he was explaining why rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr. didn't play in Week 2 or Week 3 of the preseason. He said, Mike showed us enough Week 1 that we don't have to play him in the preseason.
Okay.
That makes zero sense
Yeah.
to me. He's
Yep.
not even going to be starting for you. Why don't you just keep
Right.
playing him?
Yeah.
Get him some time playing against semi-NFL players, and get him some. I guess he's pretty old. He had a lot of his college experience, but get him some experience in the offense.
Yeah.
This
That'd
doesn't
too
make any
much
sense to me. Yeah.
That'd make too much sense to do that.
Rookie quarterbacks who are going to be starting. Bo Nix played the whole preseason.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
No.
I don't know.
Jets corner Sauce Gardner spoke about wide receiver Malik Neighbors, who he called nice.
Nice.
As a player.
Yeah, he's nice.
Kraken would appreciate
Yeah.
that. He said, quote, he is very sudden when it comes to coming, getting in and out of his breaks. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying, Sauce.
Yeah, we know what you're saying.
I know this might sound kind of weird, but it probably won't.
Okay.
He reminds me of an LSU receiver,
okay.
sort of a little Jamar Chase and kind of a little Justin Jefferson.
I think he's pretty spot on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors is nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty high praise.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd
for
go
a
with Justin
rookie.
Jefferson, but
Yeah.
I mean,
or even Jamar Chase.
Well, he did go to LSU.
Yeah.
all those guys
Yeah,
went to
I guess.
LSU.
Yeah,
and,
I guess.
But Malik Neighbors, from all accounts of training camp, has looked like
Great.
Oh yeah.
number one wide receiver, manufactured touches
Going to him.
Yep.
Looking for a good rookie year.
Yeah,
for
it
him.
should be electric.
More about the Giants. Former Giants running back Tiki Barber predicts a 1,500-yard season for Eagles running back Saquon Barkley and a potential MVP candidacy.
He's on the boat with me.
He is on the boat.
He
with
likes
you.
it.
Let's go.
He likes it a lot.
Yeah.
He's just kind of.
I said 1,200 rushing, so 1,500 yard total.
you're
Not
not
bold
Go.
enough.
I know.
And then finally, some miscellaneous rumors to finish out the show. A lot of these are really random.
Really miscellaneous. What
Yeah.
I say?
Jets quarterback Aaron Rodgers says training camp is, quote, much harder this year and maybe the hardest in the last 7 or 8 of my career via ESPN. Yeah, Aaron, it's because you're on drugs.
Whoa, whoa.
No, it's his Achilles.
You guys' Rogers hate
I just think it's funny.
really
I
grinds my gears.
I think the drugs are helping him.
They could make it the training camp feel easier.
No, it's not
Aaron
PEDs.
drugs, they're plants. That's an Aaron
That's
Rodgers quote.
Not drugs, they're plants.
Yeah, it's like a
I mean,
ficus.
he's kind of right though.
Yeah,
It's
it's,
not like he's doing heroin out there.
That's true, yeah.
it's like a ficus or a fern
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Or toads.
that you
maybe.
smoke.
Yeah.
I mean,
Licking toads.
yeah, he
It's
is
natural.
He's coming back from an Achilles, as Cletus said.
Yeah.
And
40 years old.
He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff gets harder.
Yeah.
Well, not everything. Some stuff gets softer.
As you get older. Yeah.
Viagra. Can we get a Viagra ad in here?
No, Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Yeah.
Is Blue Chew the name? Is that like a brand?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
brand.
didn't know that.
It's a little chewable thingy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's better than Viagra.
It's Viagra pills. They're not chewable.
Yeah. As
No.
far as I
You
know.
could probably get Viagra chewable.
I mean, you could chew it.
Well, I mean,
People that chew it, the people that would need to chew it, the people that would need it may not be able to chew
that's
it.
a very good point. What's the other one? Not Cialis. Is it
Cialis, yeah.
Cialis.
Yeah.
That's the one where you can like be hard for like 24 hours straight if you want.
No. A lot of body.
Just keep eating them like mints.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, a lot of bodybuilders use like Cialis
Yeah.
because it gives them a better pump.
Yeah.
I did it for a little bit.
Are Blue Chews flavored?
I have no clue.
You ever done a Blue Chew before?
No,
you work
I've
out?
never done that.
I'll
No,
let you
that's
know in about 40
that's strictly
years.
for intercourse.
Oh, so Cialis. What is Cialis?
It's,
It
they
just
they
gets your
they,
blood flowing?
they
Yeah,
like
I think
yeah.
so.
You can get like a dropper for the. It's like a toned down Cialis.
What do you like? Mix it in water?
No, you just drop it on your tongue.
Oh.
Tastes like beeswax.
Oh, nice.
Beeswax?
Yeah,
Sounds healthy.
exactly like beeswax.
I don't know if I know what that tastes like.
I only know because back in like kindergarten we got like beeswax lip balm.
Oh.
Yeah, tastes
yeah.
exactly like that.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I remember that.
Oh. Well,
Well,
back on topic.
yeah.
Eagles right tackle Lane Johnson, at 34 years old, he said he imagines playing for at least another 2 to 3 years, stating that it's hard to part ways with the game he's been a part of for such a long time. Johnson quoted that physically he could match the longevity noted, and he noted some players such as Andrew Whitworth, who played his final season in 2021 at 40 years old, love big wit.
Yeah.
And Jason Peters, who actually just played last season at 41 years old. He played 8 games last season for the Seahawks because their offensive line is trash.
Yeah.
But he thinks that he could do that, which that's not 2 or 3 more years. That's 7 more years, Lane.
I think he could do it.
They just don't want to go back to their families.
I guess
Pretty
not.
much.
I mean,
Way easier being on the road.
I guess. I mean, Lane Johnson is still playing at an all-pro level.
He could do it.
Yeah, as we talked
Yeah.
about, the
Eagles'
Eagles.
offensive line is insane. Him and Jordan Mailata holding
Oh.
down the edges is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Rookie running back Tyrone Tracy Jr. said his teammates have been calling him Paul Pierce after he got carted off last week with what turned out to be a minor ankle injury. And the context behind that is that Paul Pierce famously left Game 1 of the 2008 NBA Finals on a wheelchair, only to return about a minute later jogging back from the locker room.
Yep. Yeah, that's a tough look. I'm sure you're gonna get hell in the locker room for that one.
A wheelchair?
You don't remember that, Paul Pierce?
I know.
Is that the year KG was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think KG like calls him out for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
They joke about
It's rumored that he just had to poop.
it.
Had poop
Lamar
cramps.
Jackson.
Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson?
Lamar Jackson thing, yep.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson somehow jogged back
He
to the.
jogged out.
Oh wait, no, didn't he ride the cart?
No,
he jogged.
He
out.
jogged. He jogged.
He should have
back.
rode the
He
cart.
should have rode the
He's
cart.
like laying
He
down
should have
flat.
drove the cart.
Yeah, cramping so bad, dude.
Pete Carroll.
Is going to teach at USC this spring. I don't know what the hell he's going to teach,
Football.
but
English.
Maybe.
Probably English.
He's still open to coaching after the Seahawks exit. Carroll said he, quote, could coach tomorrow, but it's not something he's desiring at this point. And I read further into it. It sounds like he doesn't want to go back to the NFL. He wants to stay in college.
Ooh, how to chew gum efficiently.
Oh,
Maybe.
he's very good at that.
You remember those?
He was hanging around Washington College a bit a few weeks ago. Just kind of, I don't really know why. He's just kind of hanging around their training camp. Because I know like Bill Belichick was there too. Because his son Steve coaches
defensive coordinator there,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just one of those coaches and guys that just can't get away from the game.
Pete Carroll
Doesn't want
seems
to.
he seems like just a great guy.
He
like,
is. I think he is a great.
Like he sounds
Just a good guy.
like, and he's like 70 something, but he seems very young at heart.
yeah.
Like there were clips of him even last season, as old as he is, he was out like playing quarterback, like throwing on the run and
Yeah.
stuff, and
With some clean Nikes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't like what the Seahawks did to him, but that's for a different show. Seems
Yeah.
like they did him kind of dirty
Yeah.
on the way out.
Yeah, it's
But I'm glad Pete Carroll is staying in the football world.
Yeah, we
The
need
world
him in the
needs him,
football
yeah.
world.
former Chiefs players Bashad Breeland and Taylor Stallworth auctioned off their Super Bowl rings. So Breeland had a 2019 Super Bowl ring that he auctioned off
for $81,000. And Stallworth was on the 2022 team, so he has that 2022 ring. And that ring contains 609 diamonds, and it sold for almost $54,000.
Sounds like a steal.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
I mean, what would I do with a Super Bowl ring?
I mean,
It'll
nothing.
only go up in value, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true, yeah. But I want to know, like, I don't have any info on Breeland's 2019 ring, but if Stallworth had 609 diamonds and it sold for only
Yeah.
$54K,
Yeah.
Breeland sold for $81K. How many diamonds were on there? Like, I mean, I guess Bashad Breeland was a more famous player. He
And
a
was that the
corner.
Chiefs' first Super Bowl?
Yeah,
in a while?
under Mahomes.
Yeah, under
and
Mahomes.
Reed.
That might have something to do with it.
yeah, that's true.
That's funny though. They just auctioned them off.
22
Yeah, I know.
was what, Rams?
No. This is Chiefs won it. 2022 was 2 years ago because Chiefs went back to back 22, 23.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bleh.
At Brooks_Gate on Twitter
Ranked the 2024
NFL starting QBs by their BMI.
There we go.
which is, to get technical here, it's weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. So the top 5 chunkies in the league.
Number 1 is Dak Prescott at 6'2", 238, got a BMI of 30.6.
Yeah. Here we
Tied
go.
for second, we got 3 guys. Gardner Minshew at 6'1", 225. Kyler Murray at 5'10", 207. Anthony Richardson at 6'4", 244.
What a
All their
hoss.
BMIs are 29.7. And number 5 is Jalen Hurts at 6'1", 223, 29.4. And just so that it is known, BMI is kind of shit because like it doesn't really take into account your muscle, but it's still funny to mention. Dak Prescott's BMI was 30.6, and a BMI greater than 30 is classified as obese. So
That's
Dak
a
Prescott
hoss, yeah.
is
He's a
obese.
chunker.
He's a chunker.
These
He's
guys
obese.
are chunkers.
Just a bunch of fat guys.
Yeah, just a bunch of fat guys.
I
playing
figured
quarterback.
Jalen Hurts would have been on top.
Yeah, I thought he was bigger than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so funny.
And then to finish it out, here's some more trash talking.
Daryl Doucette is pushing back against the idea that Patrick Mahomes can play quarterback in the flag football better than him. This has been like, I swear, all over my Instagram feed because Patrick Mahomes, anything is going to like make it. But
Yeah.
this is actually funny. So
Yeah.
speaking to TMZ Sports, Doucette explained that Mahomes or any other NFL quarterback would not be better than him right now because, quote, they have never played flag football before.
Okay.
And then this is the most outrageous quote. He said, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm better than Patrick Mahomes because of my IQ of the game.
Yeah, the game is completely different. I mean, different ball, different passes. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
different way to say hike.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Yeah, it's just absolutely crazy. Everybody shit on this Doucette guy.
Oh,
they deuced
yeah.
on him all over
All over.
social media because it's like, bro, you are insane.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
He just wanted clout.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
seriously,
honestly
yeah.
it. And
We
he
should-
got it.
We're trying to trash Patrick Mahomes. We get no clout.
No.
We need to go bigger.
That's what it means. Oh, well, that wraps that, huh?
Uh-huh.
So, as always, if you guys have any suggestions, feedbacks, questions, comments, whatever you have, you can email us at laststopsportstalk.com. laststopsportstalk@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or you can comment down below or do whatever you want. Like, share, all that fun stuff. Let your buddies know to come listen to us idiots.
Yeah, we'll be back. In a few days, we'll actually be filming for a week 1 preview. It won't be out till later in the week before week 1.
Yep.
But we'll be filming that in a couple days, and Carson's gonna be back on for one final episode before he's like officially off to college until like Thanksgiving, because after that we'll be recording throughout the week whenever he's at school. So yeah, we'll have week 1 preview coming up here soon, and we're gonna keep track of how dumb we are throughout the year with our game picks. So looking forward to that.
Football's
for sure.
here.
Yes, thank goodness.
Let's
Football's
get
back,
it.
baby.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next one.